Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamus Report. I'm your host, Afridamus. How are you guys doing today? Sorry, yesterday I couldn't make it. Something came up. But ladies and gentlemen, there's been a whole lot that's been going on. And you know, those of you that's been sending me these videos, I want to thank all of you, because obviously there is many of you out there that are watching in the clouds that also want to hear, you know, the real perspective. Because you see, ladies and gentlemen, when you come online, for instance, you want to give somebody else's story as your own, but you don't want that person to speak on the true story. That becomes a problem. Wherever you go, you know, we don't have jungle law, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have jungle law. And at some point, you, the African that is watching me, I want you to think about the things that, you know, I'm going to be discussing here. I don't want you to be in your feelings. Just step out of your feelings and listen to me. Listen to me carefully. Because you see, you are being distracted. You're being distracted. Many of you, the people that you got yourself caught up with. Imagine when you, whoever, you were coming to America, UK, wherever, you have a different ambition. But now you have a group of people who, for the most part, you've been warned to stay away from people who do not have high ambition. It wasn't based on skin color. That's not what it was based on. You see, love is love. It don't matter. You see, love takes different forms. So that's why when someone asks, you know, like for instance, you would see like females tend to do that, you know, because you know most women are narcissistic because they think everything is about them, right? Like a child. So they would want to define what love is to you. But the true love doesn't change. It's the same wherever. It doesn't matter what environment it is. Love is love. And with that love comes the truth. So we have some records to, you know, to straighten here, because coming from the Sach Uhuru, he's been on a roll, and you have Go Black to Africa. So to, you know, you have color. I want to introduce you to your neighborhood, you know, Black colonizers. And today we're going to talk about, you know, briefly on Liberia's history, because there's been a lot of lies that were being spewed on these channels about Liberia, you see, and we have to straighten those here. And we are also going to address the African minions, you see, they're African minions, they are bootlegs. Because the truth of the matter is, I'm going to give the history of Liberia briefly. And you see, I'm not here to be a revisionist like Kala. Kala is not a Liberian. All these things that these people are saying about Liberia, talking about they deserve a land in Liberia. Let us straighten this out. Do you know what that is? That's like France. That's literally like France telling, Senegal, French citizens telling Senegalese that, we deserve free land to come here because we colonized you. And I understand many of these people that like to associate themselves to, the colonizers that went to Liberia. These were not of the Pookie and Ray Ray class. So these people that are talking, Kala and the others, they are just fantasizing. You see, Liberia was controlled by three families. You have the Barclays, the Tubmans, and the Tobert families. You see what I'm saying? So there is no such thing as, oh, we all black. It's just human greed. Every society that you go to, there's going to be people at the top. So that color guy that is talking about, oh, us black Americans, no, there is no such thing as us because these were not just ordinary blacks. You see? I mean, think about this for a minute. They tell you, oh, these were just some freed slaves. Oh, they went to Liberia. And you guys want to believe that every black person in America was a slave. This is the story that they are selling you, that blacks were victims. There weren't no intelligent blacks. There weren't, educated blacks. This is what they want to sell you. But this is not true. This is in fact not true. You see, those blacks that went to Liberia, just look at their phenotype. The blacks there, they are mixed, very much mixed. They look more European than African. In fact, those blacks saw the Liberians, the tribes, they saw them as less than. They treated them worst than, like the subjugation they had upon them. Like, let's say, like when the British colonized next door Sierra Leone. The Sierra Leoneans, the natives of Sierra Leone, had more rights and more free, under, quote unquote, so called British rule. Let me tell you, people like to say all these things, saying the British ruled us. Okay, fine. Yes, the British, when they did their own, written form of governance, okay? But there are many, many chiefs, many areas who never, acknowledge that. Like when I was a child in Sierra Leone, right? We had our own, you know, warriors, like historical warrior, like a man called Baibure. He fought the British because the British wanted to come there and put tax on the people. But have you ever heard this Pan-Africans say this? Especially on Dynasty's channel. They like to say, oh, we're Pan-Africans, but they never pass up an opportunity to take shots at Africans. It's revisionist history. It's not real history. So today I'm going to counter it with the African perspective, which is true. I'm going to lay it out. This is nothing against anybody. It's not us versus whoever. To me, this is 1884 all over again. You see, it's about the spirit. The spirit of those former colonizers did not go away. That spirit entered the people because let's not forget, most of these people have European blood. Has it ever occurred to you that those same European blood went to Liberia and saw the Liberians as less than? So this is why, it blows my mind when I see Liberians like, a guy like he calls himself Great African shuffling. He's like, yeah, all of you. I would show you. It is cringy. It is bunch of the Africans there, fight. It's literally taking the back seat. So it's like you're looking at how docile this quote unquote wannabe educated Africans are. And some of you second generation Africans, you guys make me laugh. You know nothing about Africa. This is why you need to sit in the back of the class and listen to the real Africans. Because you see, you are socialized. You were socialized in a society where they made fun of being African. They made fun of your culture. I didn't, you see, I don't measure, the greatness or not greatness of my culture based on what outsiders think. And many Africans lack that, you see? And you see that in these panels constantly. Many of these people, especially they coming from Nigeria, it's a damn disgrace. Nigerians never, you know what? Let me show you some of the few talents that you are going to see, from mouth shaking to foot shaking. I don't want to, let me just show you some of the special talents you would see on these panels. And then we would get to the queen herself, Miss Juliet Blacksett. Yes, Juliet, I know you were talking about me, right? Yes, even though you didn't mention my name, but everyone knows. You gave all the keywords talking about, yeah, some of those people, Africans sitting in America because they went there, either is by, student, as students or hustlers, blah, blah, blah. We would address all of that. We all know who you are talking about. If you've watched few episodes of the Afridamus report, who here doesn't know that Afridamus came from the Gambia? And Afridamus was a student and became an American. Who here doesn't know that? But she also blatantly, ordered that people, literally, this is funny with scammers. It's just literally funny. Because you see, black people don't want to call out scammers, so people like me, we are quote unquote the problem because we are calling these things out. And, these people, they're, they are victims, other blacks. You see, this is what colonization is all about. Even that quote unquote elite group that went to Liberia, I'm not sitting here telling you guys that every black person that left America during those times, saw the in native Liberians as less than. That's not what I'm saying here. Okay? Obviously, not everyone would feel that way. There were many who just wanted to go to a place to have peace, have land, and grow. They didn't want to, take advantage of anyone. But you have men, women who are over ambitious. When they see the loopholes, when they can take advantage, you'll be surprised at what they can do. Of all the videos that Juliet put out, ladies and gentlemen, think about that. She pretended that she's a slave. In fact, her name. You know what's funny to me, people? This is why it is very important to know, the things you're talking about. That's why when I go on these shows, do you guys know how I ended up, creating this show? Because every time I go on these shows, they drop me down quick. That's how I know they were scammers. Or they would pretend that I'm some weird guy or I'm crazy. I said, it is easy to make somebody look crazy if they're calling into your show and you dropping them off. How about I create my own show? And here's the Afridamus report. You see, all these people are hustlers. Let's just keep it 100. You see, these people are hustlers. Tell me one thing that most of these people are doing that is benefiting Africans. They are stuck in the 1800s. You see, they came a little bit too late. Africans became too wide awake. You see, people don't realize that when you talk about colonization, I have studied colonization. I've studied it back to back. Let me tell you, it's not because us Africans were just dumb or have low IQ, as most people like to put it. Yes, there are many dumb ones amongst us, but there is also smart ones, as any society. But a man without information, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to hear this. A man without information is inferior to the man with information. And that's what happened in the African's case. But do you think the same tactic will work today? Obviously not. The people that are trying to be your colonizer, for some reason, they have not updated, their information that the Africans also have internet. They can see this information. This is why many of you, were mesmerized. Look, I don't want to get distracted, but one thing, those of you that were here this entire time, you guys remember they used to have some Gambians, right, on this internet who would go to the Wakandan Queen's channel. Some of you know her as Gina. They would go there. You see, the Gambians would entertain and be friendly, but you notice when they would, like the Queen, Princess Juliet, the third of England, the mixed breed. I don't know why she doesn't acknowledge her Spanish people, but we will get to that. So the Gambians were there, sweet talking, and I used to watch in the clouds. Look, I know my Gambian people. I know them like the back of my hand. Don't be too quick to call Gambians docile. I'm telling you, I know what I'm talking about. You are thinking and making your plans. You don't know what the Gambian is thinking. The Gambian is 10 steps ahead of you. They might play it dumb because they know you are playing a game. They know you're playing dumb. You are not smarter than them. Because you see, many of you base smartness in language. The same white man that you say you hate so much, you don't want to acknowledge that the white man is smart, but that's who you believe. Go to these panels. All they quote you is the white man's book. The Africans on the panels, they don't acknowledge them. The two Nigers and the others. We call those people griots in our local languages. Griots. You guys know what that is? Praise singers. We have them in our culture. You have the praise singers, the Africans that are in these spaces, the quote-unquote Pan-Africans. We have them from Nigeria, Congo, Cameroon, Liberia. I mean, let me give you a taste of their various talents. The video can tell you better.
Yes, I can take a chorus too. Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Guys, there was competition, various talents. But before we get into that, let me give my disclaimer here. I'm gonna play the copyright laws, and then we're gonna get straight into the show. Because you see, Juliet called into Dynasty's show because they were talking about Liberia now allowing dual citizenship. What does that mean? Meaning that the Liberians who left Liberia, but they were born in Liberia, left Liberia and became US citizens or citizens of other countries, they, pretty much in many words, they were no longer considered Liberian. And it's not fair. They cannot take a Liberian born citizenship away. And there was a guy that was fighting this. Let's see. MS Delta, thank you for the $10 super chat. He said, Afridamus, if African come to America for opportunities, then what's wrong with American going to Africa for opportunities? Seem like some Africans being hypocrites. No, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. And MS Delta, thank you for bringing that up, because I'm going to address all that here today. I promise you. You're ahead of the game, but I'm going to address all of it. As you know me, I have no shame in my capitalism. So you don't expect me to think that way. I believe in free market. You see, sell your talent. That's what I believe in. Think about it. Many years ago, do you think, like, they went to West Africa, especially West Central? They brought people that they called slaves and made them work in plantations. Do you think they were like, oh, we were just doing it just because these are not human? No, these were talented people. They were farmers. They were farmers. They used their talent for free. Imagine that. For free. You see, they used to do things like that. So now, today, if an African can come to that quote unquote new world where that African's talent would have been exploited for free to another person, but now you can monetize that. Nothing wrong with it. And if you can cross over and go do that there in Africa, more power to you. But I'm going to point out the hypocrisy where it really lies. I would point all that out. You see? So let's do the copyright, and then, we have people like Juliet, right? Juliet said she said many things, but she wanted automatic citizenship. They jumped on the panel because, you see, most of these Pan-Africans, they like to, pat themselves in the back because, you see, as far as they are concerned, the Africans are dumb. There's nothing, the Africans thought of. Even when a Liberian fought, and got this dual citizenship thing passed, they formed a panel, and Color, he lies quite a bit. He tried to say it's for Black Americans. But if a Black American, a Jamal who's born in New York, like the other guy said, that doesn't apply to him. But now that they have the law, if he moves to Liberia, he can retain both citizenships. But this is referring to the people who were born there. So it's like, they try to make it all about themselves. And unfortunately, there are many people who are not calling them out on this. Here goes Carla. He said, that's a lie. I never said that. Carla, don't worry. I have the video here. That's the beauty about how I do things. I have the video. I'm going to play it. I'll analyze and drop the link. Don't worry. I have it. So before we get into that, you look at Liberia's history. Carla doesn't know Liberia's history. Another thing that Carla said was, these American Liberians, because he likes to give the props to them, what he's not saying is, these people came to Liberia, with the white people, the colonial society, and they made them overseers in Liberia. Okay? The Liberian people, their language was in English. Their religion was in Christianity. And these people call them, country boys. They said, you go read Liberian history, how they civilized Liberians. So to me, it looks like these guys, they come online. They want to take these shots at Africans, but they don't know how. They fantasize about these things. They fantasize about how Liberian natives were oppressed. So since now you want to know about Liberia's history, I will give you brief history of Liberia. Since you want to know, I'll give it to you. Like I said, 3 families controlled Liberia. They came to Liberia, and you talked about Liberia owning all these ships. That's in fact not true. Liberia only owned 2 ships at the time, but they were collecting registration fees. What do you mean registration fees? These are called fleets of ghost ships. So you have 2,500 ships, 2,500 ships registered under Liberian flag, flying the Liberian flag. Because you see, those blacks were colonizers, and they were seen as, part of the European family. So if you are registered, you're flying that Liberian flag, the ship doesn't get inspected. So there were many ships that were registered under Liberia, but technically doesn't belong to Liberia. They were just paying fees. So Liberia was literally ran like a mafia state. Like a mafia state. These people were exploiting the native people that were already in Liberia. The natives didn't have a say. The natives were not even citizens. This is why it blew my mind when someone like quote unquote great African showed up talking about Happy Independence Day. This was for all black people. Yeah, you're right about that, the blacks. But your people, the Geo and the Mano, the Kra, and all the other native tribes were not considered part of that. So if we're going to tell the story, let's tell it like it is exactly, without, pulling this one here, another one here. That makes you look suspicious. And trust me, I understand that this is history, okay? I understand this. But now, you look at even Liberia's civil war. Even though Samuel Doe, he wasn't a man who who uh who did it with vision. He didn't have any vision. But you see, Samuel Doe, he came from the Kra tribe. Their tribe is considered, the last civilized tribe. Liberians that are watching, if I'm lying, you can put it there. You see? So when Samuel Doe, on that April 12th, him and 17 men, when they scaled that fence and entered the executive, mansion and killed Talbot and then put all those people on the beach, line them up and kill all of them. Even the soldiers, that's when some of them, it dawned on them that they finally got freedom. One can say that was Liberia's real independence, but many won't call it that because Doe became brutal. Doe became brutal, you see? Because this, Salif, who eventually became Liberia's president, she was at Harvard when she used to criticize Samuel Doe, and Samuel Doe, detained her at the time, the United States. So people that are saying, oh, the white people can do whatever, in Africa. Not true. The Americans could not control Samuel Doe. In fact, they bribed him 25 million. Like Samuel Doe was that kind of dude. They bribed him 25 million to let her go. There was a politician. He wasn't even a politician. He was a popular college professor, Amos Sawyer. Amos Sawyer. He arrested him. Like Samuel Doe, what he did. Like when this is why when people like Carla are talking, they don't know what the hell is going on. Like you want to touch on tribalism, do not talk about it if you don't know. Because you see, Samuel Doe surrounded himself with his crown people. So even Liberia's civil war, that's what made it more brutal. Because prior to the civil war that you guys hear about, Samuel Doe sent his troops to go to Nimba County, where they have the Geomano people, because they had the attempted, coup that was, done by, General Kwampa. So you guys don't know Liberian history. I'm just telling you, what it is. So when you come online and start pretending, and start pretending that, you know what is going on. And, unfortunately, some of these, whitewashed Africans, they don't know any better. They don't know any better. But before I start this, I want to show you a video that O'Shea Duke Jackson did on his King Ganda channel. And in this video, his narrative was true and to the point. It attests to what I have always been saying. I've always asked, what are we uniting on? Like, I have no issue with, like, everybody's going to Africa, right? Africa is a place for investment. If you've got the money, you can go invest there. But see, when you're coming now, you want to shame other people, You want to base things on skin color. Now, you've put, eyes on yourself. Because literally, the people that have the money, I can assure you 100%, will not be coming online talking about we want automatic citizenship. Because if you are investing, believe you me, it's not only Africa. There is European countries who would give you citizenship because you're an investor, even here the United States. So I'm pretty sure, that would happen. But now when you try to shame the people to pretend like, quote unquote, oh, Africa owes you for slavery, Africa owes you nothing. Okay, I'll make that clear here. Africa owes nobody anything. You see, this is the truth. When you try to, play Africans like a volleyball, you come talking about, we got people in the UK talking about, oh, what happened over there to George Floyd. Dude, you live, where do you live? I mean, you sound like you drink tea, British black coffee. Oh, yeah, so I'm from Yorkshire. Okay, dude, you're in the UK. Why are you worried about what's going on in Minnesota? You see what I'm saying? So this is the truth. So now we're seeing people who, like Juliet, she used the narrative to say that because it's racism, and these people that talk about this racism stuff, every time they point it out, you know, they point things that they are jealous about, positions, what white people have, you can never satisfy them. Even when they come to Africa, where they, quote unquote, they can have their own servants because that's what they want to call people, and they can pay, like, it's not even much. These people do not know how to live a good, decent life. They will still complain, oh, these Gambian people are charging me extra money. But not only that, the Gambia created the hustle for you. You see, some of you gotta be very careful. Some of you gotta be very careful because the beauty about it is, my crowd is not that big, but there is so much, there is people that watch me who are so dedicated to sending me these videos, even though they know I cannot be everywhere, but they send me these videos because they know that I'm speaking the truth. You see, all of us should follow the law. We talk about how the Europeans don't respect African, laws. The Europeans are the ones that gave it to us. We want Africa to be respected. But how are you going to come to Africa, the constitution in an African country that Africans voted for? You want to give the middle finger to all those people. You're saying you want them to change that constitution for you. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's not colonization, I don't know what is. You do realize the problem that Africans, our people, had with the Europeans. Like when the Europeans talked about colonization, they laughed at it. But the problem started when the Europeans started coming up with, their decrees, saying, now you guys got to live by this. That's where it finally sunk in. They're like, oh Lord, the devil's got us. Because, some of these chiefs, they got them to put an X. They don't even know what they're signing. They're signing entire territories to these people. Because the concept of just going elsewhere and signing documents and taking people's nation did not sink in. But you see, some of these fake pan-Africanists, they think that's really real. Look, Africans, those of you that are watching me, just look at, like, these people really think you're dumb. They really think you're dumb. What they are using is the white man's cloud. I'm not dumb. I understand this. I'm from Africa. I know how African people see the Western world. They think, especially if you're coming from America, they think people are rich. And many of you Many of you fake pan-Africanists, you know this. So you use that to your advantage. But you see, fortunately, back in 1884, they didn't have Africans like me who came and lived among the white people, most of his life and studied things and still remain as an African. You see? Because this reminds me of I watched a movie when I was a kid. I used to love action movies. So I would go to these places called video club. So I was watching this movie. It's um, the Arabs. It's about Arabs um, having beef with Americans. So this is how the infiltration happened. So this Arab dude, I don't remember the name of the movie. He stalked this white woman and waited in the parking lot. So what he did was he came with other Arab dudes and they set it up. They came and attacked the woman, attacked her with baseball and broke her foot. So he comes out from his car to pretend to be the hero and fight these people, and they just disappeared, right? So the woman trusted the dude, because that's where the infiltration began, because that Arab dude needed an American woman to have so he can have the proper documents and do his deed. So he was acting lovingly, nursed her, but this guy was actually his mission. His mission was to come blow up America. That's what his entire mission was. So people don't realize when people are ambitious, they have a mission, nothing is off the table. Nothing is off the table. People are willing. So that's what I learned from that movie, because see, I think strategically, militarily, I don't go by just mere emotions, feelings. Feelings don't exist to me. You either you're taking my land and subjugating me and my people, or not. All these you read about Karl Marx, or you read about ancient Egypt, that stuff don't fly with me. I deal with what is in front of me. But O'Shea made a video. Here we go. Here we go. O'Shea talked about how the blacks, many of these blacks, talk about pan-Africanism, but they're there to exploit. You know how, like, the explorers came, they pretended, how, I don't know if you guys went to school in Africa, but when I was a kid in school, they taught us about the explorers. That's what the Europeans, explorers were a big thing. You have Henry Stanley Morton, the guy that quote unquote, discovered Congo. He's the one that King Leopold sent over there. You see? So some of these people, they are playing that role. So the explorers, just like these, black colonizers today, they what they do is they trick the people and give themselves no bounds. What do I mean by that? They trick you and say, oh, you know what? That territory right there, anybody that's black should be able to have right there. They are not talking about the other African. They could care less, because the Africans are subhuman to them, okay? If you don't believe me, wait till I start playing this video. When Queen Juliet came on and peasant, great African greeted her, she didn't even acknowledge him, okay? And you will see this for yourself. I'm not being petty. I know some of you are thinking, Afridamus, you're being petty, but I just want to point these things out so some of you can see yourself. MS Delta, thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, there are so many diasporans doing great things in Africa. That would be correct. And I am not referring to those people. Okay? So here we go. Let me do the disclaimer here and show you O'Shea's video, because that will be important, as far as this topic is concerned. All right. Thank you. Now, let's check O'Shea's video real quick. You guys kick back and I would analyze this video.
When I got a notification from a channel I'm subscribed to, and the brothers by the name of Pharaoh said that. And the name of his video is called How They See Black Americans in Africa. Now, the thumbnail.
And, you know, this man he's talking about, this Pharaoh, he's crazy, but he speaks the truth. I'll let you guys hear it.
Is quite interesting because it says a lick. In other words, Africans would see Black Americans as an opportunity in Africa. But that wasn't really the gist of the video, at least the part that I watched. When I clicked on the video, Pharaoh said that was calling it quite.
So he's right. So you notice, guys, right? You guys notice how the blacks that want to push this pan-African thing. So what they would do is they would, you know, they would never hold like an individual accountable. If you notice, they would always say, oh, the black spending power in America is this. But ask yourself, right? They are counting blacks who don't see themselves as Africans. They are counting blacks who would never spend a dime to go to Africa. In fact, you know, if you compare it, you know, the amount of blacks who are interested in Africa versus the ones that are interested, are in the minority. But what they do is they count the other blacks' money as if they have any hold over that. So they know you in Africa, you are seen because of the blessings of the white man. God bless the white man. They created the best country on this side of heaven. If it wasn't for the white man, we wouldn't be on this internet. I know you are going to be upset about me pointing this out, but before you get upset, please, that electricity that you're watching me from came from the white man, the internet from the white man, my microphone from the white man, and look, everything from the white man, right? So the blacks, they have that proximity to the white man, because think about it, the blacks are not the only ones enslaved. If you listen to the blacks, you would think they are the only ones. You would think the Jamaicans don't even exist. And let me tell you, back in those days, being a slave in America was the best place to be, because the blacks, they were pampered. They were expensive, okay? In Jamaica, in those islands, Jamaica and Haiti, they were walking them to death. Hence, the Maroons exist. Look throughout, you know, North America's history here. Read about it. Where's the equivalent of Maroons? That the blacks ran away. You remember when Kanye West said, you know, 400 years of slavery at that point, that's a choice. You guys remember when he said it and people were upset? You guys remember that? You see, the Maroons, they ran into the mountains because, damn, they were killing them in that sugar cane. You see? In that sugar cane field. MS Delta, I might have exaggerated that a bit, but, you know, you get the point. I mean, let's allow Pharaoh to talk. I'm going to get to that.
Fair, in my opinion. I know that he sometimes may have a rap for, you know, not wanting to be a part of Africa or hating on Pan-Africanism. I don't see that. I see him as a brother that is calling out the problems in both our community and in the community in Africa as to where it is. I think that many times he's spot on, despite never going to Africa and things like that. There's a few things I disagree with him on, but I believe.
Breezy, thank you for the $10 super chat. She said, I am with you about people wanting automatic citizenship in Africa. It's nonsense. But if you're going to refer to them as colonizers, brother, you have a US flag in the background. That's hypocritical. See, I am not trying to colonize the United States. That's not what I'm here for. I follow the Constitution here in the United States. They allow people to naturalize, and I took advantage of that. I like the place. I do not hide that. I followed the law. I did not jump the border. I flew in. the Americans wanted me here, despite what other people may think. But you see, I would be a hypocrite if I started saying, Americans should speak my language, Americans should act like me. Now that's a problem. You see what I'm saying? That's not what I'm doing. I'm following the laws here. I'm not trying to change anyone. LA Thorn, thank you for the $20 super chat. He said, if American blacks decided to spend 10% of the 1.5 trillion in spending power in the correct investments in Africa, the ROI would equate to their wanted reparations over time, but due diligence is required. I totally agree, but that would never happen. That's the problem, you see, because they're not gonna wait for it to mature. I totally agree. For me, you see, if you notice, I don't come and try to suggest to blacks what they should invest in, who should get along with who. But when you go to Africa, those who want to invest, they're not gonna waste their time trying to look at what this Indian or Chinese are doing. Like I said, if you've got the money, you will do it. There's a video that they sent to me. A black American went to Gambia. He opened up an ice company, ice making, because the place is hot, right? They don't have stable electricity, and that's a need. So he created that. Business is creation. You go, you see what the people need, you create that. I was talking to a Chinese, a couple of Chinese, and I asked them, I said, how come wherever you go, so many Chinese, they have businesses. And the Chinese, they laugh. They said, you see, when we go, wherever we go, any employment we take is temporary. We come there to create our own business. We look around and see what the people need and solve that problem. And that's the truth. This is why I don't understand when people come on the internet, just, this Pan-Africans, quote unquote, pondering about what business to open in these African countries. I know they do not have money. They do not have the sense. Because if you do, with the privilege that you are getting with your American passport, you see, American passport gives you privilege. This is why when I say it here, people get upset. You look at Go Black and all these people traveling around Africa, spewing nonsense. Let an African with an African passport do the same. People, let's be honest. They would probably can them in the public market. But your American passport is shielding you. This is why many are upset. I became one. Because see, I'm smart. Why would I limit myself? Why would I do that? So I don't have time to complain. I do not. As long as I did not violate the rule, guess what? I totally get that. I'm from a small country. They can take advantage of me. But how about, they said, we will give you opportunity, a magic wand. That's the passport. And you guys want me to turn that down? I know that some of you don't like me, but come on. You don't like me that much? But it doesn't mean I hate my country. In fact, now I'm making my country so much better because you see, I believe in, driving hunger away. You see this image that you're seeing right now, this image right here. I'm aware of this image. I have seen this image in several African countries. But sometimes you have to step outside of the box for you to be able to fix the mess inside of the box. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'll let you riddle that while I play this clip.
The brother is calling it as he sees it, and I've been to Africa many times and I'm seeing some of the same things too. But anyways, it was his perspective that African Americans who want to go back to Africa are trying to colonize local Africans. Now, there's also been, this thing about the Lebanese in Africa. There's also been the Chinese in Africa, Indians in Africa. So with this repatriation movement coming back to the continent, the question is, are African Americans trying to become the new colonizers or neocolonialists on the continent, similar to what we saw?
MS Delta, thank you for the $20 super chat. He said, Afridamus is farming in the Gambia. When can I invest? MS Delta, go to my background description section. Hit me on my email. I'm serious too. If you're serious, I would put you on some super fertile land where you can grow some cash crops that you can bring to America and sell in the market. This is for real. It's not one of these fake pan-Africanists who are just begging. Obviously, I know MS Delta, he's very generous with his money. So I know he is not begging for land. But let's continue.
In Liberia, with the
And I'm not saying they are colonizers. As you can see, Pharaoh is not a colonizer. And you know, Pharaoh have no. Let me take that back. This Pharaoh guy have suggested that they give him he wants to lobby the U.S. Army to give him, the U.S. government to give him soldiers so they can go take over some African country. So Pharaoh, what he's saying here, he's not being biased. Okay, I'm just giving you the way some of these people think, and you would understand Juliet's behavior, the queen of the damned.
quote unquote Americo-Liberians in the 1800s. But before I kind of go deep into that, I want you to hear an excerpt of what Mr. Farrell said, and then I'll come back.
African Americans are not going to Africa to help Africans. They're going there to exploit them, to live better than them, to take their money and get ahead of their own brothers and sisters. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. And I would be right there with the pro-Africans, watching you. Hey, Mobutu, look at this.
So I know
That's funny. He's not lying. I know I know some Africans have the ego. They get mad and say, no, we're not getting exploited. Look, let me tell you. Do you know the colonizers, those colonizers, do you know how much money they made in Liberia? Do you understand how rich Liberia is? Do you understand that Liberia produces, rubber? They produce rubber. Okay? They have iron ore. They have some diamond, but not much. But these are all, sorted after commodities. Their land is fertile. They produce palm oil. They can grow rice. You see? So that's why, like in 79 in Liberia, the rice riot that this scholar and his posse, they try to downplay, but they don't even understand. They try to make it's about America, like a racial tribal thing, but that's not what it was about. It was about survival. Africa, that's what it comes down to, because you see the people's staple food, which was rice, try to ban, saying the people gotta go grow their own rice. But little did we know his cousin was the one importing rice. So politicians, you shouldn't be surprised that they're being corrupt of any persuasion. It don't matter. That's what they do. You see? But that's where that came from. But they want to make it sound like, oh, the Liberians just came and decided that, these people, their ancestors came from America, so let's riot. That's not what happened. Anytime in Africa, if you want to see the people riot, mess with the rice. Growing up, I've witnessed many rice riots, many of them. I remember standing in one of those lines, getting those rice. I know some of you are judging me, but again, I didn't read about this. The things that you fantasize about, I've lived it. I've lived it. Wasn't so bad at all. But you wish it was. MS Delta, thank you again. He says, so is the issue Black American capitalism? So is the issue Black American capitalism is Africa or people not making true intentions known and hiding behind Pan-Africanism? Actually, no. Actually, no. But we'll get to that. Maybe some might, your two Nigers and, the other ones. But, let's go.
What people are going to say, this brother has never been to Africa, so he doesn't know what he's talking about. All right, that's
guys. But come on, man. What's with O'Shea also always showing the dirty slums? Come on, O'Shea. Do you want to tell me this is the only thing that exists in Uganda? I mean, guys, Africans, man, we used to complain that CNN always misrepresent us, always showing, like they would show like some war zone as all of us. Come on, man. Like you want to tell me this is the entirety of, Uganda? I mean, I'm not saying this doesn't exist, but come on, man. You gotta show the best part also. I'm just saying. But I know this is always the slums. But anyways.
fair enough. But there is a colleague of mine who's been to Africa many times, and I believe that he's been to more African countries that I've been to. Now, I've probably been there in duration longer, but he's seen more of Africa than I've seen. And that is the one and only Go Black to Africa. And Go Black to Africa dropped his video maybe like a day later. No, about a week later. And I don't really think that Go Black to Africa would have watched Pharaoh Said That's video. And I'm not sure if they did, but because Go Black to Africa sees this, right? He's interacting with the Black diaspora all the time. African Americans and the Black diaspora trying to unite. And Go Black to Africa sees the same exact problem that Pharaoh Said That is saying, even though Pharaoh Said That has never been to Africa. And guys, I'm gonna play Go Black to Africa's clips and you let me know what you think.
There are those. So Go Black is going to, call these things out. You guys know a broken clock, can be right twice a day. That doesn't mean it's not a broken clock, okay? Because you see, Go Black, I saw his videos over there in South Africa. I gotta do a part 2 on it, where the narrative, supposed to be pushed in a certain direction. I'm going to talk about that. But Go Black, what he's highlighting here, the people that he's going to be mentioning, he's not gonna say names, but the reason why we're here is because of that very queen, that princess, because the obsession with royalty, it is always, we're kings and queens. Have you noticed? She never refers to the Africans as kings and queens. What does that tell you? Use your cranium here. That means you are the peasant. So when you're sitting there talking about it's an honor to meet you, Miss Juliet, I can't wait to shuffle for you, and she ignores you because you are just a peasant, but you're refusing to accept that you're a peasant. But I'm here to point it out for you. That's all.
Those who've come to the motherland, and some's got their channels, some don't have channels. And many here that I see and hear have fallen apart. And, some people are going to say, well, what is your business, Go Black? It's a lot of my business because it's our business. And if it's about creating an atmosphere that you wholeheartedly said you were led to go, then we need to address this. Nobody else is doing it. You've claimed that the white societies that you lived in, that the police officers.
Guys, I want you guys to hear what Go Black is saying here. Okay? But I just wish Go Black would have applied the same in South Africa, but we'll get to that. But what he is saying, So Go Black is saying this is our business, right? But he pretty much addressed, you know, the queen from the UK, who by the way is confused by her name, but we'll get to that. She took, you know, she said her name is Nyancho Kujabi. Those two don't go together. I will explain later.
Officers are killing us. It's you. You say the playing field is not equal, that you can't advance, but you come to Africa and exploit your own people. It's you. You say your governments are corrupt, filled with devils. It's you. You blame the countries of the country you came from for your financial troubles. You could not, make it in the careers that you were in. You just could not get it right. And you wanted to break free so you can go to your own place and come to Africa. Yet you come and waste tens of thousands of dollars, only return back to your country. It's you. You say your ancestors, your gods guided you and spoke to you to come to Africa. It's you. You claim blacks can't unite in your country, but you come and tear down one another and try to dismantle a group's efforts to grow. It's you.
Guys, everything he's saying, have you guys been watching the drama that I've been uncovering in Gambia? Look, we would get deeper into the Gambian drama. You guys have no idea how deep this is for some of these people. But Go Black is laying all the point because this fits exactly the topic that we are on. And I hope Juliet is listening because this applies to her more than anybody and that color.
So guys, these are two different perspectives from two different people. One who's never been to Africa, one who stays in Africa a lot. And, we're going to talk about this because it's a two-sided story. Number one, we talk about colonialism. African Americans typically don't have enough money as a group, to go in and just occupy a certain business. We have the money, but we're not as united as let's say like the Chinese or some of the Indian companies or Lebanese companies. So occupy it in that way, no. However, you do have some people looking to return to Africa, looking to mistreat the local populations. We saw that with certain YouTubers. One YouTuber in particular was out in the Gambia.
That's Kati. Poor Gambia. Somehow, Gambia's name just keep coming up. If it's abuse, they're like, their map is tiny. Why don't we just say we're abusing them? When in fact, most of those people aren't even aware of this. But yeah, that would be Kati. And I hope you mentioned Juliet too, because she's an abuser. And you will see this, once I play her video on the Diners channel.
We won't call her name, but we see that there's people out in the Gambia who are doing these little land scams and things like that, taking advantage
Juliet
of the diaspora and local populations. And while it may not be colonialism in the same way that the Chinese did it or the European powers did it, there is some people looking to go back to Africa and use the local population.
Honestly, I think some of these people are so jealous of the white people. You see this picture here? Okay, there was a time maybe the white people, they got away with this with some Africans, but the time has gone. Remember, there was a time there were people who were in plantations here in America. They were owned by other people, but can they do that today? So, people just accept it, just let it go. Don't try to force Africans back into this era. You think Africans would do this again? Maybe if they pay them enough money. Yeah, they will do it, but I don't know. Maybe if you pay them enough money, but it's not going to be free. That much I know.
To get what they want. In fact, Pharaoh said that his own friend is doing the same thing. I'll play that clip right now.
That's what you're asking me to do when you ask me to go open a business in Africa. You're asking me to go do something that blacks in Africa can't do. I've had a friend offer me to come and get clothes made, and the reason it's gonna be so successful, because I don't gotta pay the Africans nothing. I knew exactly what she was saying. She made it sound nice, but I knew what she was saying. Come over here.
Hey, one thing I've learned, like when it comes to America, especially the blacks, and they're good at making things sound nice. They're really good at it. But read deep into it. Listen to this old man, what he's saying. They make it sound nice, but it's not nice.
Make your clothes, and they ain't gonna charge you. Okay? Facts. I'm the realest nigga alive. I don't want to go to Africa and have Africans working for me for poor. That.
But in my
MS Delta, thank you for another super chat. He says, so Afridamus, what the solution? What's the solution? What the framework for diasporans coming back to Africa? I'll lay the solution out before I leave. I promise you. In fact, I would open the lines so people can give their 2 cents. I promise that.
opinion, I can't say it's colonialism, but you do see African Americans, I've seen some of that, going to not necessarily help the population, but to keep it where it's at. Now you do have a lot of good brothers from the diaspora that are coming back there to help, right? But I will be honest and say this is what I see. The diaspora of said country is also just as guilty. And what I mean like this, right?
So O'Shea is talking about the Africans that come to the Western world and go back there, and they are as guilty as the blacks. So O'Shea is not lying about that. So those of you Africans that do that as well, open your ears up. You thought this was only about the blacks. You're behaving just like the blacks too. So he's talking about you as well.
I've seen this a lot of times, and I'm not trying to start no stuff. But let's say, for example, you're African American and you go to Africa and the working wage is $100 a month. Okay, you'll see people trying to employ that also, right? But some of us who've never been to Africa, we're more likely to want to pay a higher amount for people just because we might feel a little bit bad. But I think that I've seen this. The people who are from said country, they go to UK, the United States, and then they come back to their country, and then they're still purposely wanting to keep those wages low.
Have you guys seen again? So kids working in the mines, guys, I mean, should we bring back the late night, charity collection? I mean, who needs that when this show exists, right? Come on now, guys.
And even though they know how hard it is to get out, I've seen that. I've seen that from Black Americans too, and people of the diaspora. What you're seeing is that there's not a lot of social entrepreneurship from these particular people. Now, a lot of folks that come from the diaspora are not good entrepreneurs as it is. They're not good business people. I've noticed this also. But I would agree that yes, there is some form of like, okay, I'm going to Africa and get rich and live my life off the backs of other people. When the reality is that the industries can be developed and
how come they're not going to Nigeria? It's showing the Nigerian flag. Have you noticed? Because first of all, you go to Nigeria and you do you do your YouTube video. Tell the world what you got and start flashing and see. But O'Shea is right about that. He's absolutely right. We hear this on the internet, and I'm not saying if you see the opportunity that you can get rich in some African country, look, by all means, take the opportunity. But come on, who you fooling? Don't come over here and start acting all Miss Goody Two Shoes or Mr. Good, like you're high and mighty and start trying to shame people. Just go do you, or act like you're Mother Teresa. You're over here, saving, quote unquote Africans. you gave some kid 2 shillings in Kenya. Now all of a sudden you are saving every Kenyan. People need to stop that. Seriously. Like, like I hear people, in Africa. Can you just learn which country and the area? So now, okay, you're no longer in America. Just name the place. Don't confuse the people. Just name the place. But I see many of these African panderers who go on these panels and they have to mimic what is being said. And then later they complain when somebody comes up and say, oh, Africans have low IQ. They start getting upset because, sir, you sat on that panel the entire time mimicking and agreeing with everything some idiot is spewing. Why would you be mad at them if they think you have low IQ? Because they know they are full of shit themselves. So you going along, that just tells them they're like, oh man, we can't believe he's going along with the BS. Oh, damn, we can't believe he's this dumb. They want to talk about books. I read books. Most of us read books. But I can tell you about things that you don't know about. I don't know what kind of books these people are reading, but it's not getting them anywhere because none of that skill, they have zero skill to apply in Africa. Zero skill. I'm just keeping it real. That's all. MS Delta, thank you. So just keep it real. It's about capitalism, no shame. Exactly. MS Delta, man, let's call it like it is. It's about capitalism, no shame. But these people don't want to call it that. Instead, they just want to, make it seem like it's something else. They want to involve all of us in this mess. And when we start analyzing the videos, they get upset. I don't understand.
Everybody can get money and the countries can grow. The governments can get taxes, the industries can be improved, foreign investment can be initiated, and wages can go up. That's what it should be about. Now, let me just say this. If the minimum wage laws, because you could go to some of these investment authority sites, some people will tell you, the governments, hey, listen, the going wage is $80 a month for a worker here. So that's what the law is saying. And I get it. Some people are going to take advantage of that. However, if we love Africa and we love the continent, we should be wanting to grow our mother continent and keep it up. And you can't keep it up if somebody's making $80 a month. I mean,
okay, let's just keep it real. All these people, again, that's the colonial mindset I'm talking about. Yes, most of these places, they don't have the minimum wage, but minimum wage is not good for the people that are working. Here's why. Because now you're taking, you're taking the capacity away from a man who can negotiate higher prices for themselves. You see? So it opens room for competition. But let's also not forget, these people tend to forget that you're coming from a place, America. America is a little over 200 years old. Most of these African countries is like 50, not even 60 years old. You see? So the system, is still evolving. It's still evolving. Read about America when it was only 50 years old. The federal government was weak. It was very weak. Even the monetary system was in control by them. So, people need to learn about history and start acting like, okay, Africa, how come, you're not already on the moon? Nah, man, it's only 50 years old. I get it. Like the reason why other people like they themselves can come and use the advantage of the dollar, think about it for a minute. I mean, like our countries have the mineral resources and stuff. Ask yourself how come, those things are undervalued when it comes to Africans. So you got to ask yourself that question. So the same people you're pointing fingers at, saying they're exploiting Africans, you have the same ambition. And I'm about to show that here today.
Totally get what people are saying there. But at the same time, yes, we have people trying to take advantage of the systems. That it is true. But what we're not talking about is that the governments are keeping these places where it's at. See, the government is supposed to protect their people. Okay? When you're corrupt, you can't expect people to come in and treat your people better than what they're doing. You know? And that's a harsh reality. If
So guys, O'Shea is right. Okay, let's get into the queen. She calls herself queen. The obsession. Have you guys noticed the obsession to lord over Africans? Calling themselves kings and queens when Africans are present. So since, she likes to be seen as a queen, I'll just welcome her with her, queenliness. That's right. We got the queen in the house, Queen Juliet. MS Delta, thank you again. He said, I'm proud to be American USA. Leverage your blue passport. No shame. Exactly. You see, MS Delta, that's what I'm talking about. Now, you can see where I'm coming from. So these people, they want to pretend, telling people that, the blue American passport is not what's giving them advantage, just straight up lying to people. That's what they are doing, and come on, man, just use the advantage, and I'm not saying go around slapping people with your blue passport, but, don't pretend like we don't know. I know because I have one. That's how I know this. But you guys remember, if you used to watch me from last year, Juliet went on a Gambian show talking about how she wants citizenship, automatic citizenship, and she went on to explain that Gambians, because that's where she is, owe her. So now what Juliet is doing, she is implying that as long as you are an African born on the continent, now you owe the blacks from the UK or from America. So that would mean she is implying that the blacks came from outer space, and there's a difference between the blacks and the quote unquote African people. So the Africans, connived with each other and sold the blacks. So therefore now the blacks are owed. So that would mean she's saying that Gambia owes her reparation. And when I heard this, I was like, wait a minute, that's where I'm from. Reparation. Since when did we owe you anything? She said her name is Nyancho Kujabi. Nyancho. No. You go find out about the Nyanchos. Okay? In the Battle of Kansala, the Nyanchos would rather commit suicide than be taken by a foreign body. Nyancho and Kujabi don't go together. They are not even one and the same. One is Jola, the other one is usually an offshoot of Mandinka. Not the same. It's not the same. But what she did, she used Nyancho as the, to hail that she's warrior. So it's all fake. It's all fake. But this is called the slippery slope. You guys remember, same-sex marriage. You guys remember this? Back in the days, to come out of the closet, ladies and gentlemen, was such a big deal. They used to make it like, oh, did you guys hear such and such is now homosexual? But today, then they are like, oh, love is love. We just want to love each other, right? They are like, okay, we shouldn't be mean. Let's let these people out. So they came out of the closet. They came to the living room. Okay, the living room, boom, they came to the yard. Now they are in the streets. Okay, they are in the streets. So now it's like, oh, automatic citizenship, and you are sitting there laughing. She's going to meet the parliamentarians, and you don't understand. That's the slippery slope. If they can get that pass, she will be in the street. Let me play how Juliet speaks. Imagine, do you really want her to have the citizenship? I'm just asking. I'm going to play it. So you tell me if you want her to have the citizenship. MS Delta, thank you. You said, LOL, Afridamas, when are you writing? When are you writing the check you owe me? Oh, man. Man, I don't know what's wrong with Juliet, but Juliet, had a mental breakdown. I think most of it is the UN, the unapologetic Negropean. I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's doing well. But let's hear what Juliet is about to say here. And Dinah's, one thing about Dinah's, Dinah's is an entertainer. You see, I have zero beef with Dinah's because you see, Dinah's knows how Negroes think, and now he's mastering how Africans, especially Nigerians, he knows how they think, and he knows which topics get them triggered. So he brings the topics up. He brings them up and he kicks back and allow you to hear how the Negroes are thinking. I mean, think about it. Like Dinas is just going around collecting passports from one country to another. I guess he discovered in Gambia, they don't just give it. He's like, man, in fact, the place is just dusty. Please announce to the people it's dusty, but I'm happy to hear that.
Sure, but take your time, Juliet.
Yeah, I was just wanting to say that, obviously God.
Hold on. I forgot to play something because she met great, quote unquote, great African when she first came in. Watch this.
The general message here is this.
So, great African, this was his opener before Juliet came. I forgot to play this. I was supposed to play that before this one. But that's his voice. And this is the band of the peasants talking to each other. Let's hear Great African leading the band.
The general message here is this. The dual citizenship, we always had dual citizenship, it's just that we had a dictator that put it in to prevent, people from who he drove out into exile from coming back in. So Liberia was founded squarely as a republic, as a Black republic. So when we talk about the Republic of Liberia, when we talk about Liberia Independence Day, as a Black man, forget the fact that I'm a Liberian from Nimba County. As a Black man, this should actually be your Independence Day. The July 26th should be the Independence Day for every single Black person on the planet.
So obviously he's delusional, right? So he wants every Black person to have, the citizenship, which we know. Come on, bro. Is this dude really? In fact, does he really believe this? I highly doubt it. He doesn't want somebody from Sierra Leone next door to come and have Liberian citizenship. In fact, as a child, I lived close to the Liberian border. I lived in where they call Sefadu, Kono district. It's close to the Liberian border. So that's how I became very much acquainted with Liberia, because I was directly affected by what happened there back in those days when I was a child. So let's continue.
Yeah, Sierra Leone. Yeah, there are other countries, and it is opening up. Gabon. I mean, you're a prince in Nigeria, okay? Let good side of it too. I'm living in Africa, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Don't get it twisted. My life is 1,000,000% better here than it would be if I was living in England. Okay, my lifestyle is 1,000,000.
So did you guys hear that? So her lifestyle is 1,000,000% better. 1,000,000% better, right? Okay, let's hear as she continues.
percent better. My mental health is 1,000,000% better. My ordinary health is 1,000,000% better. My diet is 1,000,000% better.
So you can see here, you have the Liberian woman here, quote unquote great African. They're just taking it in. Muchi is from Zimbabwe. Muchi did not accept this BS. Okay, you have a guy named Elvish from Liberia, and of course with the one and only Carla Genesis. Like the Sierra Leone, in Sierra Leone we would say nonsense mortal man. That's him right there. Let's continue.
My happiness is like off the scope, regardless of what's happening in my personal life. I have no regrets about coming to Africa. Africa is the place to be. Africa is the place to invest. Africa is the place that we need to return to, and we need to be a part of the progress of Africa. We need to contribute in a positive way. So don't let me get it twisted about us not coming. Hell, pack your bags and leave. Because
hell, pack your bags, come on through so I can scam more of you. So she said, invest, right? Are you guys hearing this? Invest. That would mean invest like, the Chinese, the white, we don't hear from the Lebanese Chinese. They just come with their money, right? But somehow they figure it out. But let's find out how they are investing. Literally, you see here, sitting, lecturing to the Africans. Lecturing to the Africans. So let's let her continue her mental breakdown.
The more of us leave and the more of us come back and the more of us work together positively towards, harmonious intervention, harmonious contribution to the society that we're living in, then of course things are only going to improve. But, I keep hearing that, Africans, they leave and they go to America and this and that. No, you are a financial migrant. Yeah.
Oh, did you guys hear that? So she hears, Africans leave, go to America. So we are financial migrants. But did you guys hear? She said, invest in Africa. So what is your investment? What are you investing in? Are you trying to get anything in return? So you are not a financial migrant, but the Africans are. I told you guys, this is how real colonialists act. This is the problem that they had with Africans. I'm telling you, they came, they're like, your religion is not correct. You guys met. In fact, they even try to prevent us from marrying several wives. If they could, they would. What African has the right to try to impose polygamy in a Western nation? What African? But they try to impose that on African countries. They succeeded in some of them, but many did not go for it. So financial migrants. So you have financial migrants hating on other financial migrants. This is crazy. It's just reverse. Ma'am, you going the other way. But the only difference is none of us are over here pretending. I do not have any shame in my game, as you guys know. I'm not over here pretending that I am, Mother Teresa, Father Teresa. I'm over here saving the hood, saving homeless people, kissing babies on the forehead. Have you guys ever heard me say this? I have never said this. But this woman is pretending all along that she wants to save people, the Gambian people and the diaspora. Please pack your bags. Come on through. Pack your bags so that I can scam you. That's what it is. In fact, somebody sent me a video today. I'm going to play this video. I'll show you how she treats people, even from the diaspora. From the diaspora. who bought land from her. I'll show you how she treats them before she allows them to get their documents. MS Delta, thank you again. It's Afridamus. I don't believe that they pushed to get rid of multiple wives. Yeah, they've tried. The Europeans tried that. It didn't work.
Yeah, or you are a migrant. Yeah, we are diasporans. And there needs to be a difference made between someone who has financial aspirations or going as a student to us whose parents were forced out of their motherland. We didn't have a choice. Yeah. So we are not economic migrants. Yeah, we are diasporans in the true sense of the way we and our ancestry is linked to the forced taking of us as captive against our will. We're millions and millions.
So guys, did you hear this? So she is making rules for themselves, you know, like she's like, oh, we're diasporans, meaning I've been telling you guys from the get-go, scammers like her, when they say equality, they mean special treatment. This woman is a heartless woman, very heartless. Let me tell you, most of you diasporans that go to Africa and start judging people because they are looking for visas, you guys need to stop your hypocrisy. You know the only reason you will have that advantage over those people is because of the environment you're coming from, the opportunities. So when they line up to get that visa, that's what they are looking for. You know they're not trying to, like, quote unquote, oh, the Africans trying to be white. What the hell does that even mean? That absolutely means nothing. That's rubbish. So you show up with your British passport, you could fly anywhere. You have all the advantage. But, you know, despite you're in the country, no problem. You're able to get, you know, whatever. But no, I want automatic citizenship. But in the process of me asking, asking for it, let me attack, you know, the actual citizens, you know, of that country. Let me make myself, you know, more important than them. Give myself a special status. Guys, Gambian people, you better wake up. Because if you go for this, next thing you know, you'll be paying for reparation. And I'm not gonna pay any reparation for things I haven't done. Okay? I'm not about to do that. I'm just making that clear over here. Look, the white people over here in America, they're the ones that talked about this and brought it up to the blacks. Let them deal with that stuff, okay? We have never agreed to any of this. In fact, I spoke with some of the elders. I hope you guys, I don't think you guys want to know what they said, okay? So she needs to stop with this nonsense. MS Delta said, not right. We would be economic migrants if going for business. Exactly. But she's delusional. She's delusional.
And millions and millions and millions of people died in the worst atrocity in the history of mankind. And we must never forget it. And Africa has a price to pay. Africa also has to make amends. Right? And I am.
So Africa has to make amends. Did you guys hear this? So that would imply that you that is born in Africa, just simply being born there, you owe for slavery. How do you know some of those people they sold were not criminals? They didn't commit crimes. You know, you only know your side of the story. You want to talk all pain and stuff, being all emotional. You don't know how those people got on those boats. So please leave this stuff alone. If you don't know the history, just leave it alone.
I'm not going to sit here and those idiots that you talked about, they're online trying to destroy the Pan-African movement. Let them go to hell. Yeah, or whatever else is good for them. Stick their heads where the sun don't shine and drown. As far as I'm concerned, we have to get hardcore with them. No. We need to go online and destroy them. Yeah, I'm not playing.
Did you guys hear this? She wants. She So anyone that disagrees with her, did you guys hear this? She wants them destroyed. She wants people destroyed because people disagree with her. I have Kidola in the house, you know, one of my favorite Nigerians. I'll bring him on and we will stop as we go, but we would allow this woman to continue. Kidola, you are back there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Kidola, just stay put. Let's hear some of this because I want to hear your take on this. And look at all these people here. They are all Africans. I want you to take note of that too. And they didn't say anything.
Okay.
Me a warrior, call me a fighter, call me whatever, but we need to get together as black people and stand up. Yeah, and say no more. This idiot peon or whatever his asshole name is, excuse my language, yeah? Let him go die somewhere. We should be killing his channel and killing him. He mounted some white.
Did you guys hear this? This woman is evil. Did you guys hear what she's saying? She wants the man deleted. She wants delusion. We don't need this type of spirit in Gambia. Gambian people, if you're watching, I hope you guys are taking notes. This woman is evil. Jigen bini domala, ki domala. I'm telling you guys. MS Delta said she is Black British. What's her background? She's Jamaican, I believe. Jamaican and Spanish. I don't know why she's not claiming Spain. I'm just shocked.
Clown. He not even representing nothing. He don't mean nothing. And
y'all need this and everything. You know,
and that's a good point. But that whole dual national
well, hold on. We got elders. We got black shit on. Go ahead, Juliet. Go ahead, black.
Yeah, black.
Unmute yourself.
Honor to you. Honor to you. I've been following you for years from the first episode with Rodamaya. So.
Thank you. How's my brother? My other mother. How's Dinah? How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Did you guys see how she ignored the peasant? Kidola, look at, you see, I just gave a synopsis of how this woman behaves. But then I swing it back to the beginning where when she got in, the reason why I pointed the Africans out. Look at Great African. He's from Liberia, right? Great African is just mesmerized. He's not focused on what makes sense. He is just, you know, want to kiss this woman's behind, her big behind, right? And she completely ignores him like a peasant. And she made sure she pointed out, I'm talking to, how's my brother Dinas? And still he pretended like she's talking to him. Kidola, everything that you heard, what do you want to add to this?
You see, these people, not all of them, but these people are good. You see, I told you one thing. The best way to scam people is by shaming them. And you see, this woman is not playing a real Jamaican way of life, where she's from in London. You understand? This one is playing towards to the Black Americans.
Right.
It's playing their victimhood, it's paying towards their emotions, right? Not to the British, not to the black, what they call the Black British or the Jamaicans.
But you see, that's why when I keep telling the blacks over here, they get mad at me, right? I said, you know, when I did this great history on the blacks about how the blacks mostly think like white people, they just don't know. Because see, I'm African and both, so I know, okay? But when I point it out, they get mad. But you see how Juliet actually plays the blacks like white people?
Yeah, the emotion she brought out, she's targeting a certain group of people. It's business. This is business now. She's coming out as emotional, pro-black, B1, and everything. Not about the passport, really, but it's about her business. That I'm here, trust me. I'm here, trust me. It's a game. It's a deep game. You understand? It's a very deep game. You see, this woman, she's very smart. That's why she could build that beautiful house where she stayed.
Exactly.
Anything that will come towards her way, she will knock it out. You see the other Liberian guy, that guy.
And you know what's funny? You know, her and Carla, you know, you're going to hear it here.
Yeah, so
referring to me as Negropean, like we are Negropeans, right?
yeah, because
But he who was born and raised in the white man's land, his whole life related to the white man by blood, but he is not a Negropean, but I am a Negropean.
there is no Gambia that will pander towards this woman or even have this woman emotion the way she talk. You see, Africa, the tone is what determines who you are if you have respect. There's no African person that will listen to this woman and say, oh yeah, we feel sorry for you. No way. They're not going to even answer her. They will say, you know what, if you want to get your tea, go quietly, wait for the time, you can get your tea. But she's targeting the business part of her emotions. And that other African guy, that Liberian guy, have nothing to offer her. You know, he's not dealing with that guy. He's not selling to that guy. He's selling to people like the diners and diners people.
No, Diners, she knows she cannot sell it to Diners because Diners is already in the game.
No, Diners in the game, but what she wants is diners people. You understand? You can use, she can be friendly to diners. That will lead to the B1. Those ones that call themselves B1. You understand? They call themselves so you see,
it's all fake.
Black Americans have problem with color. You understand? But color does not really exist in Africa, my brother. I'm still saying the same thing. Even yesterday, I told Nakmizi, I said, I'm not B1. I'm not pro-black. I'm pro-everything. As long I can do business with you and I can make money. I can make money,
with you. Because look, here's the thing. I even heard one of he's the second generation Nigerian. This man want to come there to promote this European thing. He doesn't even know that's what he's doing. He has problem with people eating pounded yam in Nigeria.
Yeah,
he want them to eat honey nut Cheerios. He might as well just say that
because he is, that guy is crazy in his head. If you live, look, let me tell you the truth. If you live in the United States or Europe for more than 10 years or 20 years, you come empty-handed, I will lock my door against you. If you come
Kidola, can you repeat, Kidola? Please, I want you to tell some of these people, because they truly think like, okay, they want to use skin color to show up in Africa and broke. Can you tell them, like, when you're coming from the West, do not show up empty-handed? That's not how Africa. That's not how it works.
No, that don't work. That's what I say. If you're a Nigerian guy who stay in UK or in America for more than 10 years and 20 years, and you want to come and say racism to me, I will look at you. I will tell you where you went to. That's where Peter went to. And if you come to my house to knock the next day, I will never open my door for you anymore. Go out and rule yourself, because me want to be like the Gambian guy that owns that big property.
That's right. Like tough.
That Oga. I want to be Oga too. You understand me?
That's right.
So don't come and say racism to me when you opportunity to go there and make money. Now you're not out of the blue. You see racism. You understand me? I'm not buying that.
Kidola, what's funny? Did you see the house that this woman built in Gambia?
That's what I tell you. That house is beautiful, man.
Okay, so the people that she probably got that money from, who are diasporans themselves. This woman had the audacity. These people are sitting watching her, pretending to live this lavish life, and she's acting normal, like she's an investor.
No, she's selling emotions. The Black Americans like emotions. They like you to, she's selling emotions to them. She's selling emotions. Okay, look, I'm with you. I'm being one, and I know you have problems. Something is chasing you. She's selling emotions, but the Black Americans who pay that to that, they eat them. They bought the emotions. Only she have the real thing, the swimming pool and the real villa. You understand? And the GF 450 Mercedes Benz there.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I send you the emotions. I live the real life, and that real life is a life that you see,
something is wrong. But let's hang on that. Obinto, what do you want to say? Obinto, where are you calling from?
But I'm in South Africa.
Okay. Yeah, what do you want to add to this from what you heard?
I'm so glad that you touched on the stream and what Black Axel was saying, because I remember when they were live streaming the show, I was doing some work on and listening to this on the background on my laptop.
Yeah.
And as soon as this is not even the most disrespectful thing she said on this, when she was having this rant, there was a moment where she said something along the lines of, and if the Africans don't want to get on board with what we want to do,
trust me, don't go in it. Trust me. Let me play it so people hear it exactly what you're saying.
Let me just say one thing. I have to give you credit. When you first started doing these streams about these people, I thought you were just one of these Africans who got traumatized by African Americans in America or something. But, when I'm wrong, I give credit. I was wrong. You're actually right. A lot of these people, not all, by the way, not all African Americans are like this. This is just a minority, but these people need to. I'm so grateful that you opened my eyes to what these people do, because what she said in this live stream, and no one corrected that this was some wild stuff.
Yeah,
if a white person,
they just went along
of what she said on the stream, this would be like on the news or something. Like,
well, that's what she's trying to sell to the people.
Obito, let me just tell you the truth, Afrodamus. I swear to God, if with the Maya did bring that Gambia guy out, I swear to God, if with the Maya did bring that Gambia guy, even me that sit here today, I'm like, wow, shit, man. You see, in Africa, that man did come as, oh, I'm Gambia. Help me. He came as a Gambia and sell his real product to the governor of Port Harcourt. You get what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
So the governor of Port Harcourt, he made money, and the other guy made money. He owns those property. You understand? You see, when Woodmaya was looking for him, that girl that is there. You see, that guy, let me just tell you, let me just be true to you, how Nigeria roll.
But wait, Kidola, I want you to address something also while you are at it, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you've seen these panels before also, where sometimes you have a well-known Nigerian who is on board with this,
that guy live on a 1-bedroom in England. He have nothing. He's only paying through all those people because they think that will make his ego big. You understand? If you come to Nigeria here, let's be honest. If he visit Nigeria, he'll have to ask, okay, how long have you been in England? They will say it. Even his own family will not even greet him well. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Will not even greet him well. That I try to say that I would like to be like that Gambia guy, that Oga.
Kidola, I'll tell you, like Mimi said, in Gambia, they even have other Ogas that have way more money than him.
That man, that was, but you know that man is is employing people in Nigeria.
Right.
You see, one thing about this real estate, you have to understand that man is still collecting what's called service apartment. He employed people there.
Right.
That means they some of them clean the houses, some of them maintain the ground, they're paying him. You understand me? We Nigeria never say, no, how can the Gambian man just come? No, because it's Oga. It's his property. He owns it. That man is a multi-millionaire. When you see Black Americans, some of them are looking for where there's poverty. A poor man look for where there's because maybe in America they like poor things. You understand? But when you come to Africa, you should be looking for the same thing too. You understand?
Yeah, because it's a mentality. You're making a great point there, because because if you look at like in South Africa, as beautiful as it is, I even went to compare African YouTubers in the same city, Durban, what they are showing versus Go Black, right? One is selling victimhood. The Africans are showing the beauty and not, like where you can enjoy yourself, like we all know there's, messed up parts of towns, but why are you more focused on the poor part of town?
If they want to invest, I'm just saying it's people like you on the ground, you that know everything. You understand me? People like you on the ground can actually help them. Help them because you have address there, you have property there, you know everything what it is. You understand? You cannot be coming to invest with a fellow that will come here to hustle and everything. That's what I'm just saying, that when
she's hustling them.
She's hustling. Have you ever heard in that interview a Ghana man said that man doing real estate allow him to build his houses in Ghana. A Nigeria contract. You see, this is Africa to Africa now.
Yeah.
If not with the man that brought that man out, you will never hear nothing about that man. But that man is feeding over 500 people in Nigeria, in Port Harcourt there. You understand me? Who work directly under him. Then he now brought the Nigerians again to Gambia to be building another heavy city again.
Oh yeah, he's building a new city, and there's a lot of diasporans that are gonna be moving there.
Yeah, this guy does not talk. You don't see him talking. You don't see him because this guy. What you want to talk to such a guy? What do you want to talk about him? He have a house in Port Harcourt there. You understand? He have a house everywhere. What do you want to talk? What more do you have?
That's crazy. We just got St. James. Hold on,
you cannot do nothing. So they should learn how to really know the real guy. People like you who's on the ground. If they want
Juliet is claiming she's an investor, but we'll play that. St. James, what do you want to say before I play this real quick?
All right, my man. Thank you for having me.
No problem. St. James, we're back. We're back to the same topic.
Yeah, so that's quite a great topic, my brother. And you know, I always trusted you since the first day you started this thing. And I'm liking what I'm hearing because our brothers from the continent are speaking. I was worried at first, right? I was like, okay, you know what? Like the guy said, I don't want Africans on the continent thinking that it's kind of a matching energy of it's like, okay, we were treated badly by a certain Black American here. We are kind of responding to it. No, we are addressing issues that you guys on the ground can also see. You see what I'm saying? So don't get flattered. Don't make sure that the great investors in Africa are not talking. They are investing. The doers are doing. The talkers will be talking.
St. James, you know, what do you want to say? I want you to, because you've been in these conversations for quite some time now, right? And you've heard what great Africans said. And, you know, you look at the panel, there's Africans, they didn't say anything. And, Juliet is still coming to these panels, lecturing to Africans. I would say, because here she tried to say Africans, but we know who she's directing this at, Gambian people. So do you think, we, the Gambian people, being such great hosts to this woman, from what you've learned and from our cultures and everything, don't you think she is stepped over the line?
A lot. It's not even the first time, and she said it herself. I was welcomed. I love it here. My life is better here. So that's her own testimony about exactly what's happening to her. Nobody's forcing her to talk like this. So for her to turn around and come back and say, Africa owe us in all due time, we will take it. My sister, let me tell you something. Make sure these people don't get mad at you on the ground. This is the good advice. You see what I'm saying? So you've been talking all the time and people are taking it. I know Africans, in all due time, you will understand. Trust me, you will understand why they were quiet, and you will understand why now they will choose not to be quiet. So be careful about the word that you spread online, and you got this African. Trust me, Afrodamus. I remember the day you interviewed great Africans. That was on December 25th.
It was on Liberia. Oh, okay,
I was so mad in my core. I couldn't come because I was having a good time here, and the way he was talking and the way he talks now, I'm like, bro, you don't understand. You live in America for so long, and you sit on this panel, you letting these people talk like that. Even
even his own statement about
look at the way Carla talks.
Let's let Carla even talk here again. Let's let him speak. Here we go.
Play.
Well, Dinah, firstly, let me start by applauding you for what you've been doing because of virtue of my history. What gives you the right to judge me as being less African than you just because of the place where I was born?
Ma'am, if you were born in Africa, you're less African.
You're not African.
Me. You are not African. Like what is she even talking about? Like,
look, Afrodamus, I have to say, you were the first person to open my eyes to this stuff, so I'm grateful. But I have to go back and watch you from the back. But I just want to say, like, what she said was extremely disrespectful. And the audacity of the guy next to her as an African to just keep quiet and suck her off. This is embarrassing.
Well, he was bootlicking.
And like you pointed out, right? You pointed out this lady came to address only Diamond because the Dinus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She would. And Dinus and Carla. She was
a cash cow. This is a cash cow. She doesn't need to address Africans. African like us from Africa who are living abroad or Africans who live on the continent. She's not talking to you. She's talking to the cash cows.
Yep.
The people who got money, the investors, which is not bad. If you talk to them and you want them in Africa to invest, we will applaud that. But the tactic and the way you talk, my sister, listen.
In fact,
what she doesn't understand Afro-Damas, the way we were brought up, she doesn't understand why we don't attack first. You see what I'm saying?
You know what? In fact, we would show. I'm going to show a video of her, even her dealings with diaspora, but let's let her spew her nonsense one more time. Just a minute.
Secondly, automatic citizenship has its own criteria. As I wrote, and I did a program which had over 144,000 views, in which I explained very clearly the criteria. I am not expecting people just to walk through the door. What I am saying is that
So yeah, what I'm saying is, see, I came from the UK. You see, this place belongs to Queen Elizabeth, and I'm related to the Queen. So I came, who cares? You peasant Africans, dumb Africans. You talk about constitution. I wrote my own plan, and I told my people how they're going to come over here, and we'll build some boreholes for some dumb Africans, and you give us your land.
So who made sure you get that land? So if the Chinese or the European were so smart and so stronger than the Africans, why were we able to keep that land for you guys to come back and get it? If we were so weak and docile, why are you coming back to hold some lands? Tell me.
This is unbelievable. It's like so she where else? If she's so smart, right? All that racism she talks about, why didn't she write her plan and show it to the Queen and tell the English people, like it is, because that's where she was born? Well, let's let her tell us some more.
You must want to go home. You must want to repatriate. You must want to reinvest into the society. You must want to learn the culture, learn the language. It's not easy, especially when you go in your twilight years. And most people that are going back to Africa are not going back when they're 16 and 17. They're going back.
She doesn't speak any of the language, by the way. Everything she's, requiring of you, she does not have. But let's let her continue.
After they've had, money, they've sold their house, they've divested their investment, and have got something to go with. Yeah, most people go when they have a nest egg. And so what I'm saying, there is criteria, but the criteria shouldn't be based on us being screened like we're criminals. It should not.
So you don't want to be screened. So you want to tell me that, Gambia should just open the gate wide open, people come in at the airport, and you just handing them the passport like it's some kind of, cartoon life we're living in. This woman is crazy.
Afro-Damas. So everything that she's explaining, right? So who told you to do all that in order to come to Africa? Who told you to do all that? So if you don't have a game plan,
maybe the monkeys in the forest wrote a letter to her. Who knows?
No one told you to sell your house. No one told you to divest your investment. You have to visit first and see if the place is fit for you to live there. That's what the Africans have been saying since day one. Since day one, this is not about your money. It's about
why does
how
she
the place
act
is fit
like
for you? So they always come back and talk about money like we some kind of greedy animals living on the continent. Why?
But let's hear this, right? She, because she claimed they are investors, and you cannot. If you're an investor, every country they have a criteria. What an investor is. You're not gonna show up with no money and say you're an investor. Like, what are you, a stripper?
The investors in Africa are living by the hotels, enjoying good life, and spending great money. They're not complaining about anything. Anything. You know what I'm saying? We don't even want to put you in an investor class in Africa because you can't be in that bracket. Trust me.
Well,
You can't.
I know. Let's hear more of her character.
Be based on the fact that we should not be welcomed. We should be given a citizenship passport, an automatic citizenship passport should be given to all African diaspora that want it. Because not many black people of African descent even want to return. Yes, I'm a Garveyite. And yes, there are other Garveyites, but most people aren't. They're happy with their lot.
Oh, so yeah, most people don't want to, even come. Look, back then they said it. They were like, man, not even many people are even gay. Now look around, sir. Look around.
With white people in their dystopia. Yeah, there's only the few that are selected and chosen who are conscious that want to go to Africa and know the truth about Africa, know the true wonderfulness of Africa, know the true beauty of Africa, know the true.
She's not even saying anything. She's like a hustler. Here's the thing. Most of you that, like when I speak about these things, you think, I'm talking against you. But what you don't realize is I'm saving you, because there are many people from the diaspora that have good intention. There are people who like it, that want to invest. But now she is pushing the boundaries on things that you could eventually benefit from. But guess what? She is painting herself as the representative of all the diasporans. So now you are all seen in the same basket. So she's causing confusion. She's causing confusion. So those of you that support her, think about that for a minute. Because who are the people that are accusing her of scamming them? Who? It's not ordinary Gambians. It's not Gambians, it's diasporans. You are the one that is giving her the money. So if you're not gonna, thank me, make sure you hit the like button, okay? MS Delta said, America is not a dystopia. I cannot speak for England. Well, this woman continues to talk about America, and she's never been here. That's why she's mad at me for pointing out the truth, because you see, I live on both sides of the Atlantic. So you can pull a fast one on me. You can try that with the dummies who are just stuck in one place and emotional. They see her do this type of talk because, most black people are addicted to church. So now they say, oh man, I ain't Christian. But Juliet was a Christian, right? So she's used to how the pastor do the rant. She does it with her British Jamaican accent, and you see, she doesn't talk to the UK people either. Isn't that funny? It's all directed at Black Americans. You better wake up, guys.
Investment opportunities and business opportunities and wonderfulness of Africa, and understand the beauty of living among your own people. There's not many people that do experience it or even want to experience it. Many people wake up and if they don't see a white face, they feel displaced.
She's talking about herself. Go ahead.
So I have a question. Where did she pick up all these skills?
From the white man's land.
Okay. So bro, I don't.
We have Josie here too, and
okay, let him talk, man.
Yeah, Josie, welcome in the house. Josie.
Welcome.
Josie, how I have a part 2 on South Africa. The conversation would go black, but that's a whole different one. This right here, we're revisiting it. It's like we've already talked about this, but it's back on the docket. What do you want to add onto this?
Look, a lot of these people, especially, I'm not saying Black Americans or diasporans, I'm talking specifically about the Hoteps. Like, a lot of them have their own trauma, and they're bringing it to the continent. A lot of them, a lot of these people are sick in their head, and they demand things, and they think that They're entitled to things that even Africans on the ground can't have. Like, let me give you an example. I'm half Tswana. I can't go next door to Botswana and just demand citizenship, even though I share the same lineage as them, or half of my lineage with them. So that can't happen. Because
that's because they are diasporans. Don't forget that. Special treatment. They are diasporans.
Yeah.
Like she said.
And another thing is the drama that they bring. I mean, like Go Black, for example, not like it's still similar to the topic. He came here and he's kind of like taking shots at another African American YouTuber that does tours in South Africa. So bring drama, like
it's like Gambian. I said it's like Gambia now. So you know, people that used to say is the environment, but it's not. Now we're seeing it is the baggage is being carried by the people themselves.
Yeah, and it's something that I don't get. Especially, I'm not talking about like diasporans. I'm talking specifically about this group,
right?
Like Juliets, the Gold Blacks. They seem to have a similar pattern. There's even another guy, like an African American guy, like another Pan-African,
unapologetic Nubian.
That, you know, maybe we should just give them. No, not them. No, this is a different guy. I forgot what his name is. He's married to a South African woman, where he started suggesting that we should just be giving people free citizenship. That's insane.
You know, this is insane.
Countries.
No, because I don't think this is the thing. It's like that. It's a childhood. It's almost like the level of like these people are caught in this fantasy to a point. Like they want to bring it to reality. Like, no, the rules should not apply to them as long as you're black. They want, and it's like, it's narcissism. It's like, I'm above the Africans. You know, literally, he himself interviewed people in South Africa who are Africans from African countries telling you they are illegal in South Africa. So obviously, it's not about skin color.
Yeah,
Afrodamus,
look,
yeah, sorry.
Can I just say this quickly? Yeah, look, I think some people just need to like learn about the continent for what it actually is. Like, don't just come with your own preconceived notions. So yeah.
Thank you, Josie.
So let me, before you talk, right? You know. So once you pick one place, one part of Africa, and you learn about their culture and their history or whatever happened to them in the past, which is great, right? But you have to also understand that Africa is not only limited to one side. Like these people talking about Liberia, and they sometimes they switch and they go back to a different part of the country, talking about, African country used to copy Liberia because the black American came to Liberia and they created those things. And, bro, so that means you didn't even know exactly what was going on at that time in those specific countries. But it's like you said, narcissism. When you live around people who are that, you become that one. But you don't know it until you leave your bubble, and people will get you back. Like, okay, bro, you're not making any sense. So these people are learning it the hard way when they go to Africa because they don't relate. They're not relatable. People, they can talk all they want, but people on the ground, they don't listen. They listen to them because these are new entertainers that have been introduced to us. But they don't.
Exactly. You know, Kala was saying this. He said he went to Liberia. He's like, they were listening. He thinks because they seem as high. No, dude, you're just a new form of entertainment for them.
Entertainment, free entertainment. They're not used to that, so they have to listen to you.
Yeah, he thought the Liberians were just swallowing it. Like these people, you were just they saw you as entertainment. That's all. Let's allow KBM to. KBM, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. What about
KBM? KBM, what do you want to add to this?
I want everybody to think about this. There's a major difference between a hustler, like Blacksit, and an investor.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you some that maybe some people are not thinking about. First of all, let's start out with the hustler, like Juliet here. Now, hustlers, they got to try to scam you, and they always have to tell you what they're doing. Quasi Boyd is another one. They always have to defend when they're being challenged
Yeah.
on something, especially when they get caught. But even if they don't get caught in their scam, they're still loud, they're still scamming, and it sounds too good to be true. Now, let's go to the investor. The investor, what does the investor do? The investor is investing in property, maybe a contract, or something else that has to actually do with business. But what is the investor not doing while they're doing all this? They're not telling you what they're doing. They're not bragging. They're not having to defend themselves because what they're doing is legal. What the hustler is doing, it's always criminality, 100% of the time. So if you're giving your money to somebody who says that they're doing this for you, this is what they can get for you because they're preying off your hopes and wishes to get out of America or the UK or what have you, right? The investors are not doing that. The investors will already have a game plan laid out. They'll buy land, they'll build property, and then
that's what
they'll
they
sell
tell
it.
the people. That's what they tell them, as you heard in the conversation. But you see, Miss Blackseed over here is not buying the properties for the people around where she even lives. Like she's sending the people way out, in the middle of nowhere. And KBM, I want to ask you, KBM, you're married to a Kenyan, right?
Right.
How long?
A couple weeks now. It's been 16 years.
Okay, I'm guessing you are a citizen of Kenya by now.
No, but I am eligible.
Oh, okay. Wait, are they denying you citizenship because you're white?
Well, I'm not white. I'm Caucasian, but no. They don't discriminate based off of
the
someone's
Kenyans
color.
the Kenyans are not racist like that.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was just checking.
But what they do have, though, they will discriminate based off their own rules and regulations. So if you don't qualify within those rules and regulations, guess what? You're not going to be a citizen. Nobody's just going to hand you citizenship.
Well, not according to her. Let's let her tell us her reason.
Okay, so that is the truth. So when we are coming back, the first thing we expect is respect that we even made this journey, because this journey is hard.
Oh, we should respect them for coming to Africa. Okay.
No, but no one calls you nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's a choice. It's a choice, my sister. No one called you nowhere. The people on the ground, they are welcoming, but they call no one. That's it. Let's be honest with that.
Yeah, can I just add to that?
Let me give you.
Go for it, Josie.
Let me tell you something. Josie, please wait.
Yeah, look. Here's another thing that just ticks me off, though. Go ahead.
Okay.
Shoot.
I listened to KBN.
Hold up.
You see, here in Nigeria, there are some expatriates that came long time. They built Port Harcourt Airport, Abuja Airport, even the Lagos Airport. Some of them, they are missionaries. They are white Americans, these people, they have children here. They born the children here in Nigeria. These children are Nigerian citizens. Yeah, Nigerian citizens.
Right.
But
Right.
Even some of them married to Kenyan women, some of them married to fellow white Americans. But here, that's what I said, you cannot come and say racism here in Nigeria. You understand? You cannot. It's
exactly.
Very difficult.
Exactly.
Yeah, and some of these guys, one of them wanted to run as a governor. You understand? Not even a governor, but the guy is very powerful, but he respects the culture. He did all kind of something. Did you know the black Americans pick such a guy, come out in one of these days? Oh, look, this white guy want to run as a governor. Even fellow Nigerians said, no.
And the guy is Nigerian.
Yeah, it's a Nigerian.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Nigerian. The guy's a big business guy. It's a Nigerian. It's a top advisor to Plateau State governor. He's born in Plateau State. He's from Plateau State. He's a member of a tribe there now. You understand? It's a big business guy. He's married to a Kenyan woman. You understand? It's a Nigerian. So the guy wasn't even contesting. He was even advising the government what to do to stop some of this corruption and everything. The guy's very, very rich. So if let's say a typical black American who saw this kind of coloring problem in his eyes and all these things, to us as a typical Nigerian, that guy's more African than them. Because
Go Black was upset at that. Why, he said white South Africans, are they more African than him?
They're more African than him because...
Well, that's why he said white South African. If they were not African, you wouldn't be calling them that.
Let me give Josie let me give
Josie, yeah,
guy to speak about the South Africa.
Like, because Josie, you're from South Africa. Like, you understand, like, okay, yeah, the white people came here a while ago, but do you go around thinking, no, these people are not from here?
Look, the reality is this. White South Africans are South African. Maybe not genetically, European by descent, but they've formed their own culture within South Africa. Like, white-speaking English South Africans have their own unique culture in South Africa. The Afrikaners have their own culture as well. So they've developed their own communities and their own isms, like other communities on the continent, like Indians. So like anywhere else in the world, like you find white Americans or like white people in Australia. That's just the reality of it. And another thing I wanted to add, what I wanted to say earlier, was what she was I'm replying to what she's saying. Like, I was speaking to a guy on another platform, like, who told me that I should just be happy because very few people from his country are willing to come to Africa, or let alone to my country. That really pissed me off.
Very few people.
Most people. It's very few people, but we're not really asking anyone to come here. And
right. This is true.
Fact. Most of us, especially those of us who are here, we're not asking anyone to come here. We're just living our lives.
Right.
So, like, I don't know, like, there's a sense of arrogance and like disrespect towards people on the continent that that the people who are here on the continent should just be happy that someone else showed up. It's very condescending and it's disrespectful.
And when I pointed out, yeah, because you look at it, even what she is saying over here, as if she's doing, not only just Gambia, Africans a favor. And by the way, like I said, maybe the monkeys wrote letters to her. She's not even trying to hook up with them. She want to blame them.
Even for that, right? The favor, right?
Yeah.
Haven't the African returned the favor? She described herself that she's having the best life ever. So I believe African did return the favor.
Yeah.
So So let's be honest. If you said your life is better, your lifestyle is better, your health is better, everything is better. I'm just paraphrasing what she said. That means the African were able to do something that added value to your life.
She won reparation.
Okay, now she's going a step further. Like I told my African brothers on the continent, not on abroad, we know exactly what we're doing here. Right. So there is step to this. You got to understand. Someone will come to you and will tell you, this is what I want. And tomorrow they will flip on you. They will tell you, okay, you know what? I thought about it, but I want something else. So you got to be mindful about the people that come over your place, but they don't have the stuff together. That's why you have to check that day one. Tell them who you are and what you are doing. And what they are not doing is what you don't want.
But St. James, what do you think about this idea that, like she said, we Africans owe the diaspora because of slavery?
You were not slave here. We know this has been going on in America. People have talked to us on the one-on-one level, at the group level. A lot of things don't sit well with certain black people in the West about Africa. We know that. We live here with them, and we know the way Africa is not being portrayed the way it was supposed to be. My African brother, some blacks in the West are responsible for that.
Right.
Some blacks in the West are making sure Africa is not the way it's supposed to be. Believe me, we found that out. So in 2019, you guys are able to see the people that are able to come forward and put themselves between the one who are going back because they love the continent and the one who don't want to go. You can see those people on YouTube. Don't take my word for it. Just watch.
Right.
It's not the white man. It's not the white man. It's never been about the white man. So Carla Genesis is talking about all these people, all these things this returning were able to do. I'm wondering why some of the people chose to stay in America if it was that great in Liberia back then. Why they stayed? Why were you not able to convey your own people to come to Liberia? And the African have to do it in a bigger way. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
So Afrodamus.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've been telling people for like 16 years, literally, you know, back in the MySpace days, having one-on-ones, having small groups, and occasionally big group conversations before video panels, telling them, and of course this is for the few people, but I'm telling people like Dynas and other people like him that you can't come to Africa spreading racism. And you would always get some pushback, whether it's somebody in the chat or somebody directly that you're speaking to. And basically they're saying, why should I listen to somebody like you? You're not my color. So I don't have to be your color. And how would you know that being your color? Because I've been to Africa and I actually talk to people and I actually see how they behave with each other. I see how they behave with other people that are not from there. And I also see how they behave with people that look like me that were born and raised there. It's not the same. It's not your America. It's not your fantasy Africa. So now that they're doing it because of YouTube and stuff like this, kind of fast forward here, people like Dynas himself is very disappointed because it's not working. But I've been telling them back then, it's not going to work.
Look, you got to bring money and some real plans. That's just what it is. Like when these people talking as if they're doing something new, man, we Africans have been doing this forever and we continue to do this. When I try to give you the scoop, they don't want to listen. You see? They don't want to listen.
Mamizi me, how you doing today?
Yeah, here. Welcome, Mamizi.
Yes, Breezy, he does do that. He's been doing that. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You mean to
let's
tell
play
me
this
we got
record.
Mamizi on the panel?
No. Mamizi, I see her in the chat. Mamizi, you can hit that link and come through, Mamizi.
Do you know how many people are living on benefits, living on social security? They don't even have their own home. They don't even have a job. They don't even know where their next money is coming from, the next paycheck. They can't even afford to leave. They don't even own a car or they own a house. So, you know, all of these assumptions that people are well off and are better off. Some people have got PhDs and are cleaning, you know, floors in toilets.
The African did that in the West.
See, but no, but here's the thing. She's saying people don't have house, they have a PhD. I mean, if you got a PhD, you still got to get a job. I mean, it's like,
if you don't get a job, you got to do what you got to do to support yourself. And we did that. We did that to support ourselves.
No, she's talking about other people from the diaspora. She's picking on them.
That's what I'm saying. We did the same, and we were not whining, ain't it?
Yeah, I know.
We were not whining.
But again, she doesn't even realize she's attacking people who she is actually trying to get the money from. Because if you're trying to get the money from the people, why are you belittling any profession? Because the people you're selling to, you don't know what they do. Her own clients. So she's just a motor mouth, like someone mentioned in the chat here.
Afrodamus, I would love to have Mama Z hit the link, man. I just want to have let's have a nice conversation with my sister Mama Z, man.
Well,
can you talk to her? I mean, because she will give us a little bit of pushback on those things, and we can have a decent conversation, man.
Yeah, I had a great conversation, Mamizi, the other night. And Mamizi, I saw your video the other day. You were so wrong talking about it was the bags that inspired my farm. Come on, Mamizi. I've been on that before even all that, but it's okay.
Because of discrimination and racism. We face enough discrimination and racism without having to come back to Africa to face the same kind of colonial ideas and mentality where you're going to face barriers when you come back here because we're going to have pushback against you. When if I was a white person coming with X amount of money, I will be seen as an investor.
Bingo. That's right. Ma'am, you did say you are an investor. You see, even if that white man showed up with no money and started asking for automatic citizenship, trust me, he would be treated the same way. So There it is.
Alfredamus,
That's the point.
Who brought the swimming pool lifestyle in Africa?
The white man and her.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
the white man. The white man brought the swimming pool, and she came. She brought the swimming pool with her too. I mean, for somebody who really hates white people, man, she sure copies them quite a bit. So here's the thing. She's not even making sense. She said, you can come to Africa to invest. Good. But if you hear invest, like, what is the person, gonna invest in? Like, they have to have money, right? Somehow they have to have money. So that has nothing to do with skin color. I guarantee you, if a white man shows up and says, I want to invest in that land, they're going to ask them how many pounds sterling you have, or how many dollars or euro, whatever. If you don't have it, I would think they wouldn't have that much conversation with the white person.
That's what I said, Alpha. They force themselves to be in a bracket, and they can't sustain that. We know what an investor in Africa means. We know how much money. Listen, if an African wants to come to America to become an investor, first of all, they're going to check your bank statement.
Of course.
They're going to check your bank statement before you even get a visa. You can't come to a country and then become an investor. If you want an investment visa, they will check your bank statement. They see what you do for a living and see your area of expertise. And they will tell you, okay, my man or my sister, the country needs you based on this and that. This is specific. So you come in that country and then you become an investor because there is land to sell.
Wait, no. Hold on, let me read this. MS Delta said, Black Sid does not speak for the diaspora. She is loud. Exactly. St. James, you said something interesting, but we'll get to that. Land? No. Come on. She is an investor. She doesn't need to sell Gambian lands. What are you talking about? She's an investor. Let's find out how true that is.
And I will be given an automatic citizenship based on the fact that I'm an investor. Why aren't I seen as an investor? I spent millions for my house. Why aren't I seen?
How many millions? You heard? She says she spent millions on her house. I guarantee you there are plenty Nigerians over there that spend millions on their houses too. They're not asking for citizenship. There's Senegalese, there's other people, foreigners. You cannot spend more money than the people of the country themselves.
Yeah, absolutely, my brother. You remember when you said the Nigerian owned business, when you talk about the owning business in your country, right?
Mm-hmm.
In my country, it's the same thing. The Yoruba, like when they came in, we already know what they're about to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, we didn't go back and forth. They came and they showed, this is what we do, and they did it. Even when it comes to banking, when the Nigerian asked to come with their UBA, people in my country, they were like, okay, you know what? If you understand money, you understand Nigerians. You understand?
Yeah, but again, if you look at it, she's ignorant, because what she's saying, okay, is she's trying to say a white man or Chinese, whoever, let's just say she thinks their skin color has value, according to her. Okay, they show up, Mr. White Man, I want to invest. They're like, okay, he's treated as an investor, but they thought he had money and he didn't have money. So those businesses you seen saying the white man invested in, if he didn't have money, he cannot invest in it. He would then be fooling him or herself, just like you are doing. I don't know if you're doing it to the people, but the people you're talking to, you're lying to them. Your skin color cannot buy you this. Sure, you can go and lie to the people, but what if you don't have the money? Like, what do you want? The Africans to hand you the money? Which one is it? 1 minute you are an investor and they want to see what you're investing in and how much money you have. Now, all of a sudden, if you are white, I can guarantee you the white man is scrutinized the same way.
Alfredamus, the great question for her would be, what kind of money do you have to invest in, and the people are blocking you?
She's gonna tell us here in a
kind
second.
of money?
She's definitely, she didn't come with money according to her, but let's find out.
As an investor, all of this discrimination, all of this prejudice, all of this, fraction thinking, all of this kind of bad mindism that we have between ourselves has to end. We are all Africans, we are all one, and it has to stop. How dare you scream me when you go to America and within 5 years you're getting your green card? Yeah, I'm here in Gambia, I have to wait 15 years for citizenship. What kind of a joke is this?
Oh my gosh.
Did you hear that?
That's some funny. Listen, in order to become a citizen in America, you have to apply for it. You have to go by the rules, my sister. You know what I'm saying? And if the US government says it's going to take 15 or 20 years, it's going to just take just that.
Wait, does she think a white British can come to America and overstay their visa even not even overstay and tell Americans that they need automatic citizenship? Are you kidding me?
They came with visa. They came with visa.
MS Delta, thank you again. He said, I never lived in England, but we got plenty of poor white folks in the USA. It's about money. Exactly.
Right.
I don't know what this woman, like these people are pretending, they're acting like all the white people are living such great lives. The white people have money, like this is okay. Quote unquote, they are saying that white supremacy. They said it's the Africans that look up to white people. But that's not true. Because you are painting the picture to Africans that pretty much, as long as the person is white, they are rich.
Afterdamus, are the Canadian need visa do the Canadian need visa to come here?
They don't, but if they can only stay up to
3 months, right?
period, 3 months.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, if they overstay, they will take
they will be illegal
back to the border, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the confusion that Black Citizens is talking about. You are not automatic. You are not an African when you come to the continent, my sister. It doesn't work that way. If it works that way, we will be traveling all over Africa and claiming all kind of citizenship ourselves.
Man, I would move to South Africa so quick. Josie Go, I hope you're hearing this. If they say I would move there so quick and claim my citizenship. Man, the judge that's even signing it, by the time he laid the pen down, I would be at the airport. Josie, what do you say?
Look,
so don't approve that law, Josie. Don't let them approve that.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen here. But
yeah, so these people are asking for this, but like she wants to make it sound like she is the one representing the voice of the people.
Afterdamus, why the team is never behind her? Why she's by herself talking? I don't watch her. Why she's now in videos with a group of people like from all over the globe talking about the way she's talking. I want to see a couple of people. I don't want to see many. Just give me two from England and from the United States talking the way she's talking. Then I would believe there are people behind her. So
honestly, though, I've never heard actually Black people from America that are going to the Gambia. I never heard them talk about this.
They're smart enough now to speak like that.
I've never heard them talk about this, to be quite honest.
Sir James, let's be honest. This thing started? This sheriff came through Ghana Year of Return.
Yes, Ghana is the one that encouraged this. But go ahead, Kidola.
Ghana invite this nonsense. Then they're now willing. Okay, my money is not too strong in Ghana. Where again can my money be strong? They not choose Gambia. You understand? But they forget. Okay, you meet. Look, Gambia is a very beautiful place, peaceful people, and everything. I said we Africans, we don't react in time. We study things before we react. We cannot just be reacting unnecessarily because you hate some certain type of people that you want to say those things to us here in Africa. It will never work. It would, because we deal with you individually, and we don't live in the past. We live in the present. You understand?
Right.
I'll give you an example. Let's be honest. My father studied in the United States. I said this thing before. My father is a poor peasant who managed to finishes, they call it standard 3 at that time, but he finds his way to get a scholarship through sport. You know, he studied education in United States, in Florida, AM. But he says something. When my father came, a lot of his album are full of white professors, lecturers, and everything. He did his internship there as a teacher in some of this secondary school in Florida. He said,
Oh, this is a while ago, right?
This is a while ago. It's the 70s, 70 in between 75, 74, 76, right? He did his internship there. Then he said he went to the place him on the black school. He said it was nasty. When you want to control them, you want to talk to them, some of them want to pull out gun on you. Some of them will bring this Kool-Aid, this drink, alcohol. They drink in the back class. He said the whole thing was shocked to him. You understand? It was shocked to him. But he never really talked about racism. You understand? He never talked about it because he just wanted to study for a few years, I think for about 8 years or something like that. You know, 8 years because he have his PhD there. They came back home. He was still having contact with his professor friends by writing and all these things. You know, he will show us the album. This is my professor. This who helped him, right? Who helped him to study? Who helped him to achieve all these things? You understand? Then when he came back to Nigeria, he became an educationalist to the level of a commissioner of education in my state. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is this: racism is not what we Africans are looking for. We're looking for progress. We're looking for any opportunity, and we're also looking for love. You understand? So you cannot just be coming here to.
Well, she said they are looking for love too. Okay, Kidola. MS Delta said something. He said, don't hate on Ghana. They got $1 billion from the year of return. Don't hate Kidola.
I'm not hating. What I'm trying to say is this. You have to look, Africa don't see things the way you see things. You know, here we deal with you and who you are. We don't deal with something that happened 50 years ago or whatever happened to you, whatever is chasing you there. We'll be dealing with these people. You say, oh, they are bad. If you think the white people will just come, they want to carry what they say, oh, Africa. Look, the white people came, they left. Our land is still intact. They didn't pick nothing in our land. You understand? So you cannot just be selling people that who were very nice to us, we live together with here. Out of the blue, you want me to hate them because look, I'm making money towards them. I have a job.
It's crazy. We have Go Away Akata in the house. Go Away Akata, what do you want to say? Are you there, Go Away? Oh, never mind. He ran away. Oh, she. Call back again.
Where is Mama Zay, man?
I didn't see her, but Mama Zay is still in the chat. She says she's at work, I think.
African nation, and then you want my blood, and then you want my blood, you want my DNA, you want my blood.
Black Seed, that is unfair.
Do you see how she's ignoring the African?
Did you see why they try to mute Muchi?
Mushi, yes. Watch how they but what? They are blocking him.
No, Moochie, let her finish. Moochie, let her finish, and I'm gonna pass it to Carrie because I want to get the mom.
Right. All I'm saying is that.
And with Great African, Liberia has to take this L.
You know, you want us to jump through all of these hoops like we ain't human.
No, ma'am. This is the law. Every country you go to, this is what the law is. So you just want special treatment. When I came to the United States, do you think I just got handed a green card? That's not how it works.
Bro, you are an economical migrant, bro. So that's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that is not preferential treatment for us, right?
Yeah, she is crazy.
Okay, so
she's very crazy. She literally is saying, I want special treatment.
Afrodamas, if you come here when Obasanjo was the president of Nigeria, right? The head of Molitara Mohammed Airport was a white guy, was Obasanjo's best friend. You understand me? Obasanjo's best friend. The guy was the former head of KLM. From head of KLM, he met Obasanjo and all those things. Obasanjo employed that guy as a head to control some certain things in the airport there. The guy was a white guy from where my wife is, is coming from. You understand? From Holland. You understand?
Yeah.
The guy worked there and did a lot of good things there. Yeah, did he fire some people? Yes. But we didn't say, oh, it's a white because it's black. We fire. No. We just, okay, you are corrupt because you are corrupt. We fire you. Go. You understand? You look.
But you see, Kidola, another thing, just like MS Delta said, thank you again, MS Delta, for the super chat. People, don't hesitate to hit the super chat like MS Delta. Thank you so much for supporting the show. He always does. MS Delta said Sierra Leone, what DNA proof wants DNA proof, they want the DNA proof to show your lineage. So even places like Sierra Leone who are making this accommodation, she still has issues with this. Ghana, look at Ghana. Look at the way they talk about Ghana nowadays. They talk about Ghana like a dog.
I love it. My brother, I love it.
You love that?
I love that.
Yeah, look at the way they talk about Ghana.
I love that. They have to handle that on their own, bro. When the president was talking, right? So you catch him in a lie. He talks about, what Ghana is doing, and sometimes he say what Africa is doing. And he knows Africans ain't doing that. Ghana is doing it. But the lie is so big. So for us in diaspora, we can see through whatever they want to do. You remember I went on a channel to that lady. I told that lady, this looks like a family reunion to us. So we're gonna have to let you guys do it, and then we will talk it on a bigger level. And she started laughing. I said, this is the way I see it. So if it's a come up, it has to be a come up, because I don't see a way forward with us Africans, because there is no talk about it. And if we have to have a talk about it, this kind of rhetoric is kind of shameful. I don't even want to sit down with people like that, because if you're an investor, I have no business to do with you. You have to go to the business people in Africa. This is not the real people that are talking.
This is crazy. Yeah, I mean, she's definitely just and the thing that people need to see is she is representing this idea as a collective. And if people don't, speak against it, because you have crazy people like Colonizer, who likes to lecture to Liberians.
Did you hear what Carla said? I don't know if you caught it.
About me? I'm about to play it. Wait.
No, not that. He said, we don't trust you. He was talking. He did say, we don't trust. We the blacks, American, whatever he meant.
They don't trust who?
He meant the Africans on the continent. So basically, he was trying to say that if we have to come back, we have to assume leadership positions. So we can't just come and be beneath you. So I'm from the West here. I live here. I understand the rhetoric, the talking point.
Funny.
So I caught it. I was like, okay, even Great Africa, my brother was sitting there eating. He was like, oh, well. So I'm like, okay. So that's what they're telling you. Your laws, your customs, your culture, your traditions, out the window. We're coming. We want leadership position. We want to tell you what to do and when to do it. It's either you accept or else. That's the way he was talking. So, and this African sat there.
Guys, hold on. Let me shout out the super chat. Supergirl, thank you so much. She said, please support the Afridamus with a like, share, subscribe, super chat, cash app at Soninke Warrior. Yes, she's right. If you're not gonna hit the cash app or the super chat, at least hit the like. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, St. James.
And I was flabbergasted about the numbers of Africans that were sitting there. If it was one or two, I would take that in the chest. But more than 5. And the dude was talking. No one was pushing back. He said, we don't trust you. Afadamus, bro, I almost lost it. I said, okay, so do you think the people who don't know you should trust you at first? Is that I was like, bro,
that's ridiculous. I mean, this is Kala, he's delusional.
Let's talk about trust. Every step of the way, the United States of America have to fingerprint us. Are we criminals? Are we criminals?
No.
Every step, from work permit, residency to citizenship, we have to get fingerprinted.
Fingerprinted
so
all through the way.
We don't come here and talk about, why are you profiling us? Why are we bro? This is the rules, and you have to agree with it, whether you like it or not. If you don't, you go back to where you come from. That's easy,
right?
Why does she has to bring criminality, bro? The people, if they don't trust you, that's their right not to trust you.
So they should just let criminals into African countries. Is that what this is?
That's the way it's being implied here. If I'm black, I can come in. Even check the video. They said somebody was saying, "Oh, we have to take the good ones." Someone was saying, "No, we can't leave the good ones because the bad ones are there." And someone was saying, "Take everybody."
St. James, are they coming there? Are they coming there? These people talk like they have pets.
I'm sorry. Listen, I watched that video twice, bro. I was like, these Africans, I don't know what they're drinking. I don't know what they're thinking, but this is some foolishness coming from our people, and I even don't know what to call it. You guys live in the West. You guys live in the West. That's the very reason they don't want to come on your channel. They're circling around your channel. They don't want to come because we all know.
No, that's what Mamizi said. I like one-sided story. Mamizi, the link is in the chat. Anybody can call in. All people are welcome here. We have Kidola here, St. James. We have Josie Gold. We have KBM. Like, literally, anyone can call in. There's no restriction.
Every time Mama is at work when your channel is on. Well, I don't understand.
I start speaking because of two Niger. I've watched all the shows. I never really come out speaking. But when I start seeing the way two Niger is, two Niger become like a joke.
Yeah.
You understand? Two Niger is trying to set not reality but fantasy like them also. That by saying,
do you think he's doing it on purpose?
I don't know. Two Niger live in England, right?
Right.
Two Niger live in England. Possibility he work in a company be set up by a white British. Two Niger is possibility able to feed his family in Nigeria because he work there. Two Niger have a lot of things that goes on for him there in England due for what is being set up by the British people, right? Two Niger want to sell them this fantasy about come and have business in Nigeria. These people don't have money. Let me just tell you the truth. These crazy ones, these whole tip ones, they don't have money. These guys are.
But that's why they are talking.
These guys are just coming to cause confusion, and they want you to hate other people that they have nothing to do to you.
Well, that's why they always say, "Oh, look at the white people, the Chinese." It's like, why are you worried about the white people or the Lebanese or whoever? Like, just go do your thing, you know.
Go back to Africa guy, just a hustler. He just only making money on YouTube, talk nonsense to his dream superhero fans in America and those who want to listen to him. These are just
and Tunaja, if you're watching, please make sure you hit that link. Come here.
Tunaja is a guy that I think maybe he like this noisy black Americans, these whole type ones. He penetrates towards them. Like if he live, I don't live in America.
I don't know if he's looking for a green card or something.
I don't know. You don't live in America. You understand what is. I always say things that's in Nigeria, but not things that in America, because I don't really know the system there. But here in Nigeria, we are friends to everybody, and we are friends. We don't care what color you are, as long we live peacefully, and you have investment, business to do. Let's do it together. You understand? It's a white. David, the teacher, is a white guy who live in Lagos, in Banana Island. You know what I'm saying? Some of them, they are here teaching, some of them doing their own thing. Some of them have very big investment. But they're all quiet, they're doing their own thing. Majority of them that stay for heavily long, they are Nigerian citizens. And they are part of Nigeria and they are Nigeria. So Nigeria is a guy that is just selling nonsense that have nothing to do with the real, what happened.
Also he tries to tell South Africa how he always tries to put them down and try to tell them about their own country. He pushes the victimhood narrative on the South Africans.
He laid that for the black Americans. The South Africans know what is best for them. The South Africans, they have their own people there, different color of races, color people or whatever you call them, black, who are South Africans. You understand? So you cannot come and tell a South African person who to pay that to, who not to pay that to. They've been living there with these people for at least hundreds of years. So they have.
Well, Kidola, somebody, MS Delta is gonna sponsor Tunaja's US visa. MS Delta.
Get there, it will run away. It will run to the other side.
I got a question for St. James. St. James, you got your U.S. passport, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Did you have to give up your fingerprints to get that passport?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I had to do the same thing. Now, when I went to England once, and then of course being to Kenya many times, and then coming back into the U.S., anytime you're going back into a country, you got to put your hands on that black box that's got like the green light, so that way it can read your fingerprints. It's the exact same machine in America that I've seen in England as well as in Kenya. In order to identify it, your fingerprints is in the system worldwide with your passport. So,
Absolutely.
so basically, when some of these people are saying that, I think you brought up somebody's was complaining about profiling. I think it was blacks here, Juliet.
Yeah,
and she's also comparing like what was it? Getting a visa or a green card in America takes about 5 years, and then she's complaining about 15 years to get full citizenship in the Gambia. It's not the same thing, but she's talking about profiling, right? It was her, right?
Right.
Do you know how much African get profiled here at the airport?
Not exactly, no.
Okay, every time I leave the country and I come back, they always check my bag behind my back. Every time. They always have to go through my luggages, and they provide no reason. No reason at all. Every time I call them, they're like, yes, your bag triggers something and we have to check your bags. Every single time. I never miss it once. You understand? So that means every time I leave the country and I come back, they check my bags. Do they do that to everybody? I don't know.
Hold on, guys. Hold on. Mamizi, is shuffling. Let me play her music for her.
Have happened, but the fact of the matter is, it's not too late. Liberia is the most unexplored country.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I had to play that for Mamizi. She's doing her shuffle.
So I look at it like, okay, these people are doing their jobs, right?
We don't have
because I don't bring in anything.
Well, I know they cut my locks a couple times because I didn't have those TSA approved padlocks on my bag, and they put a little letter in there with my cut lock in an envelope, and then locked up my bag with some zip ties. But that was going out of the country.
How would you feel if they do that every single time when you leave the country?
Okay, I thought you said when you're coming back in.
Hold on, guys. We have a new speaker on the docket. Foundational East. Are you there? Foundational East, are you there? Unmute yourself.
I don't see anybody on the panel then.
Okay. Foundational East, are you there?
It's casual.
Are you there? Oh, that's the Foundational East African. Well, he's not responding. Let's continue.
It's like we ain't gone through pain. Like we ain't gone through racism, discrimination, and hatred. So when we come back, we want love. We want a welcome.
That's the point I was trying to say earlier. I said, look, if everything we went through,
they said they want love. Let's hear the colonizer.
Is basically dismissed, and people act like, oh, you come in Africa like it's some soap opera or something like that. Look, people are coming back for it. What's say? They're coming back, and it's like Africa's not really embracing us the way I think it should be. Do you understand what we went through in the West? You know what it takes to say, something, we want to come back to the continent and everything, and people are just dismissive, like the Afro dumbass guy, and people like that, and Negro P and all these other people that want to friggin'.
So do you guys see? This is all they do is throw insults. So I'm afraid dumbass.
Listen. That right there was low blow. It's a low blow. It's a low blow. But I hope he fixes this, but it's a low blow. And he waited for her to come so you can say that because she's from the Gambia. She's in the Gambia.
Yeah,
so
but you see,
oh my God.
It's like he has to diss me in front of her, but you watch, she's too scared to say my name, but I know some of her rhetoric is directed at me. I know this.
Cast doubt and all this kind of nonsense on black people returning, watching our every move and everything like that, criminalizing us and everything. And a lot of people just give up and say, man,
look at Great Africa nodding his head in agreement, like, oh, I'm watching them. No, I'm just here to speak the truth. If if you're not doing fishy stuff, why are you worried about me? I'm
So
just doing my show. I'm just here to do my show.
Who's reporting black folks in Africa? Who's doing the reporting? Who's being taken to the police or every other day or
Other
every other
blacks.
month? Yes, that's Africans are minding their business on the continent. You guys are the one doing that to yourselves.
Yeah.
So why are you talking about people looking at you sideways? They don't even know about that on the continent. All people doing on the continent is say hi to you and walk about their business. That's it. So if you want to bring something,
but St. James,
do
you see St. James? You see Mamizi? Mamizi was over here in the chat trying to say, "Oh, look at Afridamus, what he's doing." But Mamizi just heard this man call me names, call me Afridamus. Oh, no, look at what she says. She said, "Yes, you do the same thing, Afridamus." I do not call people names. I'm very nice to people. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm very nice to
one
people.
More thing, one more thing. Like, where did some of these whole tips get this idea they can just go to a country and tell the people how to be?
From the Hotep Church.
And it's something that I see over and over. Yeah, man, some of these people are crazy. Like, humble yourself when you go to a new place. Just be humble. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Let's have Go Away Akata. Go Away Akata, can you say something? Go Away Akata, are you there?
I think my microphone is working now.
Oh, that's the Kenyan Foundation. Thank you for joining us, Kenyan Foundational. What do you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I want to add on to that conversation. I think there's one way that I wouldn't mind them coming to, let's say, Kenya, for example, is this.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this. I want to hear this. Okay, what would be your criteria?
My criteria would be this, right? You give up your American passport, and then you have no criminal records. You can be able to get immediate citizenship. The reason I say this is because these people want to mess around with the laws of a country, and then they will run away when shit hits the storm. You can't trust them. That's just the reality.
Exactly. Because only a criminal would advocate for such a thing. And what do you guys think about? Her and Carla both said Africans are not welcoming them. They need love. They want us to give them love. Are these people emotionally unstable? Like, what kind of love are they looking
Pretty
for?
much, that's what it is, and they have to describe what kind of law they want, because that exists in Africa. Maybe they're
because
not.
I heard that there's a Nigerian showing her love.
Oh, you see that? Okay, you see. So
look, Afridamus, when you mention Nigeria, I would just my mind just go to Nigeria. Let me just tell you this truth. In Nigeria is just too big, you understand? Love is for everybody, you understand? Yeah, we show love to even live close to each other. We show love to accept each other because of intermarriage that is going on here, you understand? So we don't have that kind of time to be thinking who is green, who is not green, who is white, because Nigeria, that's why I was surprised to Nigeria try to say things that are not real inside Nigeria. You understand me? Because we have our own problem. Here in Nigeria, we don't think about color or who are you. Everybody, we deal with you here individually. Who you
Absolutely.
are.
I mean, that's how it is all over. And now we have some of these Africans who are crybabies. MS Delta said, even for ADOS, FBA, these hoteps are too much. Let's see here. A86 Lyle said, Carla now says Angola loves them. Oh yeah. We've heard that. He said Angola loves them. And here's the thing. It's like, what is this thing about jumping from African country to African country looking for quote unquote love? Like, what is going on?
Like something chasing them in the United States. You understand me? Are they running for something? What are they running for? This is
the white man.
I heard in the chat that Kala got himself a Liberian woman. That's love right there.
Let's hear him tell us what kind of love he's looking for. Maybe that's not what he wants.
I might as well just stay in America if I'm going to go to Africa and like that. Africa has not made it easy for Black people in America to return. I hope this Liberian initiative will do something, you know. But you know,
Let me, Julie.
We as Black people need to stand up and be counted and fight. I'm tired of all of this cowardice and this passivism. They've made us into something that we're not. We are fighters. We are warriors. We are kings. We are queens. And we.
There goes the royal fantasy. So she's saying fight us. Like apparently me and Negropean, we, you know, and the others, we're fighting.
Wait, so they're trying to fight Africans or fighting Europeans or Chinese? Because I've heard this.
No. Well, you know, if they want to fight their enemies, they have to label them something. So apparently, me and Negropean, we are the Negropeans.
So you are far from Negropean, man. I don't know.
Man, these people are delusional. They are delusional. You see, it always, if you notice, they are always kings and queens. This doesn't apply to the Africans. You see the African peasants over here?
Yeah, you're the peasants.
Yeah, you notice. You notice.
And the peasant, they were sitting there and listening. They were sucking it all in. And we were there getting beat up. I was far away from this conversation, but I was getting beat up all the time she was talking. I was like, God damn, these people are not feeling it on their bodies.
But wait. If every Black person is kings or queens, who are the subjects? Because every single one of them
the Africans, it's us. I mean, look, I don't trust these people.
The Africans, listen, they are even mad at the diaspora from the African diaspora than the continentals.
Hold on, Kaizo, you said you don't trust them?
I don't trust them. Look, we're all going to overlook. If you notice the show and Search for Huru, they always like to say that the Liberian, war and the slavery that was going on there, it didn't really happen the way that it happened. They tried to fantasize.
Oh, yes.
These people came in with their European mindset. At least us as Africans who went to the UK or America, we already have that African culture inside of us. We don't want to colonize people. When they came over with that colonizer mindset, like, have you heard what Kala says most of the time? He disrespects every African culture way more than even I do. And he wants to colonize people, just like what happened in Liberia, and probably why he went to Liberia, because he wants to go meet his brothers and sisters there to colonize continental Africans.
Yeah. And when he says we're coming back home to Liberia, you mean the same people you guys colonized? Are you kidding me? Like, come on, that's not home.
Have you seen the history lesson they were giving about Liberia now being colonized? And they were referring to.
But then why are they celebrating quote unquote independence?
Why other African countries were forced? Because the fact that they were not forced, that don't mean being colonized. So they
were forced, bro. They were forced.
The way it happened, right? Because for them it's like the white people came. And
they were forced.
They fought us, and they took our land and they subdued us. So for them it was like, okay, we're coming home. So coming home means different things.
Look, you see,
remember the question I asked, right, after Damas?
Yeah.
So show me the paperwork when all these tribes came together and agreed that you guys should rule them. Show me the paperwork. Show me the discussion that you guys had for you to even be in leadership positions. Because I know in my tribe, right, like we spoke, all the white people, look, all this, the document that my people signed with the white people, if I go back now, they will trace it back. Who signed it, who agree, who did not agree, what they did. I want to see all the paperwork. Walk me through everything because Africa was part of Africa was being colonized, and these people used colonization when they were coming back to Africa. So you are just being...
Well, St. James, it was written. This is the truth. Here's the thing. This is the truth. They treated the natives separately, as their subjects were, in 1931, in fact, you can look this up. It's called the Nadir Americo-Liberian elites. They were found guilty for organized slavery. Kala like to say, oh, they came because the natives was enslaving. That's not true. In fact, they found, because think about it, these people came from plantations. Who knows how to run slavery more than the person that actually was once a slave? Psychologically, they are more, hip to this. So yes, they did enslave the Liberian natives, which explains in 1931, the international community found that there was organized slavery, all through those years, the investigations showed it, that the elites were involved in, you know, enslaving the natives.
No,
That's quite interesting. Why we're not talking about it? Why the Africans can't talk about their history? So if it is part of the history, we should talk about it. The same way they go about talking about Africans being part of the slave trade. We accepted that. We're not debating that. So every time the Africans find something to discuss, it's like, oh, you guys want to shame us. It's not true. If it's factual, why are you debating it? Why you going around it? Be honest, own up to it. Own up to it like we own up to ours.
I know, right? But that would never happen, because we are supposed to be the peasants, and if we don't accept it, then we are Negropeans. Let's hear the Negropean talk here.
Must stand up. They mustn't destroy our fight. They mustn't destroy our Garveyitism. They mustn't destroy our pan-Africanism. They mustn't destroy our love for Africa while they sit down in some European place with some porn star. Hell no.
I mean, she said,
Afrodamus, you know who Garvey is?
Yeah, Marcus Garvey.
You know who Marcus Garvey is?
Yes.
He's a pum boy, man. So let's be honest. As African, we don't go by Garvey.
No.
Who knows Garvey on the continent beside a few people?
That nigga never made it to the continental ground, bro.
Look. Okay, let me tell you this. These people act like all the black people got along. Okay, there were in Liberia. First of all, do you think when the black government from America were running Liberia, do you think they just let any Joe Blow from the, from the West show up, especially Marcus Garvey, when he sent his envoys there, his people to go study Liberia? They got deported. Marcus Garvey, go look in his record. They deport this man so much he ended up dying in England. Wherever he goes, he gets deported, except Jamaica. His own people, when he sent them to Liberia to go study, to say bring his people there, right? The Liberian black government, the Americans who came, the Liberian government, they deported those people. They said Marcus Garvey and his people are not welcome in Liberia.
Okay.
Which obviously makes sense. You think about it. These people act like those people were not human. Like these are elite governmental black people who created a country for themselves. You think they're going to allow Marcus Garvey and his people to come there and bring problems in Liberia at the time? Hell no. They weren't about that.
Business was good over there, bro.
Yeah. And
business
look at
was good over there.
Like Audrey said, Marcus Garvey has criminal record in Jamaica as well, in the US. So let's see, the black government in Liberia at the time, do you want to tell me, do people want to tell me that those people weren't aware of what's going on in America? Those people didn't know about Garvey? Like, come on, people, put two and two together. Those people had information about America. They were from here.
As we learn the story, we knew these people kept ties in America.
Yeah, they did, because their children come to school over here. Yeah, vacationing in school. Yeah, so they have relatives here.
So it's not about cutting ties. Afrodamus, being honest, man, I would like to see the number of black Americans that made it to Liberia because everything was good in Liberia. This is what they keep talking about. I want to see
only
the
elites.
I want to see the numbers.
It's not just any person could go. It was certain class of people.
So do you see now?
I don't know why people acting like it was just any Pookie and Ray Ray could have just got up and went. That's not how it was. Do you see why
now the African leader don't want to invite nobody? So if your people were not successful, I believe we won't be. So it has to be on you to come to Africa. So we can't invite a group. It doesn't make sense. You created Liberia the way you said you created Liberia. Good. You say Liberia was good. Good. Why your people did not move there?
Carla, if you're listening, hit the link.
Why your people did not move there? Because everything was good. you subdued the tribes, right? You said, okay, we don't have tribalism over here because you equate tribe to tribalism. So you killed the tribalism. The economy is booming. The other African countries are jealous of you because you are so powerful economically. You're doing well. I'm asking you, why did your people remain in America?
Because
Why did they?
They were more familiar with America. They didn't know what to expect if they
Okay,
went
so
in
why do they
Liberia.
expect the African leader now to roll the red carpet? They will never be successful by inviting no black person in Africa. They know that. Trust me, most of the black leaders in Africa, they study here also in America. They lived here like students. Some of them, they know. They're not stupid. Let's be honest.
Well, that's the fact that people, tend to ignore. Like, for instance, like I'm over here. Oh man, Afridamus, you don't know what you're talking about. But I've lived here many years. What if I become president in Gambia? You see what I'm saying? What if I become president? I already know everything about here. Don't worry, guys. Don't be scared. I'm not gonna run for president. I know Juliet is probably shaking right now. But
it'd be interesting if you did. Trust that.
No. Telling lies from morning till night on us.
What lies?
Telling untruths against us. Trying to defame us. Trying to destroy us. Look what they've done to so many other people on YouTube. Because of me, I don't care.
What lie?
They can tell lies all day and all night. I'll still keep saying, brothers and sisters, come home. Because each and every one of us has a legacy of Nanny of the Maroons. Each and every one of us has a legacy of Marcus Garvey. Each and every one.
No, we don't, but maybe you, but we'll let her tell us all her legacy and drop her out.
One of us has a legacy of every single freedom fighter that there has been. Yeah, Harriet Tubman is in all of us. That's why we're here today on.
There we go, pulling in the blacks.
Hey, Afridamus, what was the name of this panel called? Search for Juliet?
Hey, they should call it that. They should. MS Delta answered your question, St. James. He said, thank you for the $5 super chat, MS Delta. He said, we remained in America because we helped build America. Also, land and property in America. Hashtag ADOS, hashtag FBA.
So help us when your people are talking about you are not welcoming us. If you chose to remain in Africa, so Africa.
No, MS Delta. MS Delta doesn't support the Hoteps.
No, I get it. I'm just saying that. So the pushback that we're giving them when they said we have to welcome them as a group, like Africans doing a poor job. So that's what I'm saying. It's up to you. Bro, if you want to go to the continent, you can't wait for an invite. Just go.
St. James, we need to put drum ensembles together.
You know why I'm mad at you?
You know.
We were supposed to create that, right? You remember?
Huh? Yes, but we still can create it. But you know what?
Yeah,
what's funny, St. James? Harriet Tubman, right? One of the powerful Liberian families is the Tubman family. There's something about the Tubmans during that period, the last name Tubman amongst the blacks.
Yeah, man. I would have loved to see the discussion amongst the American Liberian and the Black American. They're like, man, we ain't going over there, bro.
No, bro. This was smarter. They were smarter. They probably sounded like the white man back then.
Man, you try to set us up, man, bro. We gonna stay here. Bro, y'all can go over there with them.
Hey, Dunstan just reminded me. Dunstan said the princess of Wakanda wants drums to welcome her at the airport. Man, hey, I think I wanna start that business. For those of you that wanna be welcome, like coming to America style, pouring flowers, roses, and the drums. In fact, they would even improvise songs for your name, because in Africa they could do that. Please go into my inbox and let me know if you want an important welcome. And MS Delta said Harriet Tubman had nothing to do with Hoteps. Exactly, but let me tell you, the Hoteps, anybody that is black, now they are all Hoteps. As long as those people are popular, they are now Hoteps. Anybody that is black, now they are. Oh, hold on, somebody, I'm getting feedback. Hold on, let me.
Dynas has done too much work for some idiot sitting in Europe with some little white porn star to try and undo. I diss him, I diss his family, I diss everybody because he's just a waste of space, an empty bag of gas. He's just an agent, and we're going to get agents working against us the same way as Marcus Garvey was shot in his chest, the same way as he was in prison.
Did you? Marcus Garvey had a heart attack. She said he was shot in the chest. These people lie as they go. And unapologetic Nubian Empress, you can hit the link. She said, you call blacks Negroes, but isn't blacks Negroes? She said, you call blacks Negroes, insulting. What? But if I watch you more, I'm sure I can point out more insults and stop generalizing black Americans with psychopaths. Are you not listening? I don't know what you're talking about, but you can always hit the link, because I don't know what you're talking about.
Same way Malcolm X, the same way Martin Luther King. And we've got to learn to.
All right. Who is this? C3, what do you want to say? C3, are you there? All right, I don't know who
to
that
stand
is.
up and be counted and fight against it and say, no, this is our Africa, our destiny, our future, and we are going to claim it. And we are claiming our birthright. And whether you like it or not, Africa, we are here and we're here to stay. And that is it. And if you don't want to give it to us, we'll claim it in time.
What did you guys make of what she just said?
She's just challenging people. Like, that's a threat.
Isn't it?
A serious threat. What she? Yeah, it's a threat. I mean, she's
That's
telling
what
you.
that's
like,
what I heard. Hey, so this is funny. The person that came, right? The C3 person, they don't know that they are kept in the back, and they try to pawn bomb the show to ruin the show. People, you're wasting your time. I'm already onto your game. That's why whatever nasty stuff you were trying to show, it didn't show on my screen. Trust me, I'm hip on this. You're not about to ruin my stream. Not gonna happen. So those of you, the Mamizis and others who like to say, oh, Afridamus is just picking on Juliet and people like her, you guys heard what she said. This woman is just declared her own war on us. She did. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been here for 3 hours plus, but I'll have to do a part 2 tomorrow. But before I do it, let me give you a highlight of what part 2 will be all about, because I want to show you guys, some of Juliet's victims. Someone sent me this video today, and you will see that how she, rolls. And here we go.
The land processing procedure, and unless they've got that tax clearance certificate,
and shout out to Happy Companion is in the stream. Happy Companion, this video came to me from a fan that emailed this to me. So somehow you happen to be in the video. I don't know, but I hope you don't mind. MS Delta, thank you. So thanks. Kind of typical Hotep Jamaican attitude. Yeah. So here we go.
they've got all of their documents, they really ought not to even be starting to sell any land. It could take a week, it could take a month, it may never happen at all.
So many Black subscribers have got land here. But I'm here with none other than Bow Saeed Abu Bakr, the happy companion. So for everybody who
ladies and gentlemen, I just want to give you a little taste of part 2, because Happy Companion is in the room here, as you guys can see. He's in that video. Someone put this compilation together. They call it the scamming video. The scamming video. So,
and this clip to the African Union.
That will be part 2 to finish. But I'm gonna finish this up to here, and then we'll continue from then on. Let's hear Mooch.
Okay. Hey, say, Carrie, go ahead. Say.
You have to wake them up first.
Hi, everyone. Happy July. Happy Liberian Independence Day to my fellow Liberians and African diasporans. And regarding this dual citizenship, can you all hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Regarding this dual citizenship, I agree with it. And the reason why I agree with it, because I'm first generation Liberian American. My parents and grandparents were born in Liberia. However, I was born in the United States.
So this applies to people like her who are of Liberian descent. So makes sense. Let's hear what she's gonna say before we close.
So with this law being passed, it's beneficial to me because with my parents and myself, I plan on giving back and working on a project.
Look, that's their little, she didn't really say much, but as you guys can see, you've seen how Black Sid is showing her fake attitude. This is what she does when she sells lands to people. When you come to collect your paperwork, she would force you to act like a rapper. Did you guys see how she was acting? She really thinks, she's got this stereotype about Black Americans. If you think I'm making this up, this is not the only video. I checked out another video. The man, they were a couple. They were from Maryland. Do you know she literally made them, do the pump it up? And you can tell this guy is a serious guy, like he didn't want to do it. But this is the type of stuff that she's doing. Look at, the way she's animated in the short video I showed you. So don't worry. Tomorrow the show would be about that. Josie, what do you want to say before you leave, Josie?
Yeah, you're gonna be discussing what do you call Black Sid
South Africa?
Tomorrow.
Yes, I have video.
So you're gonna combine them tomorrow.
The second conversation that took place. So I'm gonna combine them and show both parts on those. Because I picked special. Yeah, that should be very interesting because
you combine the two.
Yes, I want to show, both, two angles, like the same ideology being pushed, in West Africa, Gambia, Ghana, and on South Africa. So we'll have that conversation here tomorrow.
Yeah,
but thank you
because it's very similar. So I'll be there. Peace. Bye.
Thank you, Josie Gold. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the end of today's show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. If you're new here, don't hesitate to know your neighborhood, Black colonizer. And also, we have your Black Shufflers Association. So maybe we'll close the show with the, shuffling.
I can do some shuffling too. Look out, man. What you going to do? Look out, boys. It's coming through. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Boy, he got educated feet. Boy, I practice all the time. Here's one I sat up all night trying to do. Get this. When the boat dock at Memphis, you should get yourself a job in one of them Beale Street cafes. Boy, you've been reading my mind. Watch me go to Beale Street.